Yeah, I'm pulling up the chat right now to look at it while we're doing this. And I don't see it yet. Alright, let me get my headphones on. Hold on.
Yo.
Yeah. My headphones are connected to my phone, so I gotta go on there. Bear with me, Matt. Sorry. I didn't suspect I have to use my phone.
Wire moment.
And I see you on your machine now. Alright. Now I can see the stream. I'm waiting for the chat to actually pop up for me. Gee. Let's go there. Let's cast. Here it is. Okay, so I'm turning the sound. I see Zany is there and etc. But I don't see. They don't hear you. Okay, do you guys hear me?
What are you using?
Yeah. And Jose says that he's installing i3. Yeah. Jose says he ran a Gentoo install on a i7 4770K, 16 gigs of RAM with plasma. Didn't take long to install, and updates don't take long either. He needs to run Arch. Yes. This is going to suck.
Just not typing through, maybe.
That's strange. They say they can hear me, but not you, which is annoying.
I think I've had this problem before. Maybe it's something with you do your output.
It could be. Fuck. Perils of YouTube, I tell you. Yeah. Try going into OBS and turning up your sound, maybe?
Oh yeah, you are just low.
Well, maybe check. Are you using Pipewire or Pulse? Oh, good God. That could
Everyone
be
should
a
just use
big. Hold on. Yeah. Minus. Oh, gracious. I'm not sure. 100 and. Well, I have 154 Gentoo updates I have to do. Holy shit. That's gonna be fun. I do. Let's see if they do. No, let's wait for Sany or someone else to hear you. So.
I'm trying to see if I can hear you on the stream, but
Yeah. Yeah. They said negative. Turn the game to 11, Steve says. Rick. This is a clusterfuck. Yeah.
this is what happens when you trust pottering software.
I hear you perfectly fine, but I don't know if they do. Okay, Tim says he can hear both of us. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, do
Well,
not do system D.
no. I mean, I'm only doing it because I know what the hell I'm doing. So, yeah. I would
I
not
mean,
recommend
Josh
it.
would know what to do best, but
Well, I do know how to install a system D. I just follow a MacBook guide and adapt it to my own use. But yeah, that's my family in the background. Sorry about that. But yeah, Rick says yeah he can. He says he can hear you just barely. There's someone named Hexagon. Hello.
hmm.
Hello, E. Lewis. Good to see you. Good lord. Hello, Walter. And the sad thing is, we don't have Josh here yet.
Yeah, that's sad.
Wherever he is, he's probably working. Oh yeah, he said he was working tonight. I forgot about that. Yeah, he is. Installing KDE would be funny.
That
Yeah,
definitely sounds like some
there's
sort of pipewire issue.
it. It. I'm agreeing with you, Dan. It definitely sounds like a pipewire sanity clusterfuck.
Yeah. Maybe the actual level of how high you can speak is not going up or something.
Oh, this is why I imagine use Windows. Oh, jeepers creepers.
I don't know, man. That just it sounds like you're able to go a little bit up, but like
Yeah.
maybe it's like the ceiling of how
And
much it's allowing you
God
to.
says just switch to the live environment ISO. Yeah, really. Oh, God.
This could also be an OBS issue, but using the Flatpak OBS.
Matt, you're using the Flatpak version of
Oh,
OBS? Oh, great. Walter says he can hear
Josh
us
was having
both.
problems with the Flatpak version OBS too.
Yeah,
Not
like,
audio problems, but like visual ones.
yeah, let's find a game. Yeah. Super high. Yeah, yeah. If you're totally blowing, you're not ruining mine, dude.
I just have your stream not playing any audio. Otherwise, it's going to go to echo audio or whatever it's called.
Yeah, yeah. He recommends installing it from Kubuntu. That's what Tyler said.
What I recommend is just don't use Flatpak.
Yeah, a Flatpak version. Uh, yeah. Well,
Interesting.
that's strange. I have no.
I don't think I can. One sec.
No. Yeah. Well, let's hope that we can get this going soon because I don't want to blow up all your time. Who just joined?
Yep, there's nothing.
There is nothing.
Is
Hey,
any...
Tyler.
I just wanted to pop in here and just let you guys know. It's
Yeah.
most likely not anything to do with the Flatpak. It's mostly most likely pipe wire.
That's what I'm concerned about. That's why I'm trying to
Mm.
suggest to him to remove pipe wire and switch to plain pulse, because that might solve some of his audio shenanigans.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, Matt, this is why Pipewire is, in my opinion, and I'm sure a lot of other people's, not ready for primetime use right now.
It's almost like whaling.
Well, I mean, me and Matt have talked about how it's not ready for prime time.
Yeah. Yeah, more than likely,
So
dude. Yeah.
pretty much no matter what, to get this audio problem solved, you're either going to have to do a reboot or something. So
Or
I would recommend just go
Reset your
ahead
pulse
and
service.
well,
no,
no, hold
I
on,
would
boys.
not do that. What?
Just go ahead and download the Kubuntu Live ISO, and flash it to a USB, boot off of that, install Discord and OBS real quick, and then just
And you're
restart the
good to go.
stream. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll manage chat, make sure everyone knows what's going on until you get back.
Yeah.
Yes, I can.
Yes, I can hear you.
Mhm.
Yeah, we've been able to hear you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, so literally don't do anything with the stream. Just go ahead, download the live ISO and everything, install it, and then just don't even care
Yeah.
about the stream. Just reboot the PC, go into
Yeah.
Kubuntu, and start it back up. And then, I mean, you'll have to spend a couple minutes setting up your stream key and everything back up in
Yeah.
OBS, or you might not. I
Or
don't know how you
whatever.
manage your stuff, but anyway, just start the stream
Yeah.
back up in OBS once you get it all set back up again, and the stream will be down, like it'll have the last frame that you were at, and it'll have a loading sign for everybody. We'll talk in chat and keep everyone interested, and then when you get
Yeah.
back, you just start the stream up and it'll instantly start off where you left off.
Yeah. Exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. And Matt, before you reboot, I recommend making at least me and or Tyler mods. So that way you don't have to
I
wait.
already am. He's
Okay, then
got me.
no worries.
Hmm.
Then
This
we'll
is
be
fun.
good. Yeah. Yeah. And I already told Matt that he should do the OpenRC install and not systemd.
Yeah. You should,
Uh,
if you want to do it the real way, compile the kernel.
Yeah. Well, this is his first real hardware install, so I told him, just do the OpenRC install. So
Yeah, that's true.
yeah.
Philip asked a question. I genuinely do not know what you mean, Philip. He said, have you thought about actually installing it to the USB drive so you can write a script for mounting the system files faster in case you mess something up? I have no idea what you mean by that.
Nor do I, because I mean, running Gentoo off a flash drive or any
It
distro
does not
long
sound
term.
fun.
No, it's not.
Is it using Pulse Audio?
I think
I
so, because it
Well,
uses systemd,
I
I
would
think.
just say I would say just download Kubuntu, since we all know
Yeah.
that it's using Pulse, and you'll have less of a headache with that.
You
Yeah. I mean that isn't to say that we haven't been having issues with Pulse Audio.
with what's interesting is you guys having issues with Jitsi.
Yeah. That was, well, again, pipe wire, like fun. And for me it's just OpenBSD, like,
Yeah.
which, by the way, I've been working on learning the basics of driver development and stuff like that, because mainly I need to get the AMD GPU driver, like, technically recognizes my card just fine, but the DRM doesn't actually
Yeah.
understand the EDID of the graphics card. So I've been like researching how to get it working and everything. And the sad thing is I switched over to Current, And now that I'm on current, which is like the testing
Slack runs the
branch.
same thing.
Yeah. Now that I'm on it, Caden Live and Shotcut both crash so bad. Like I mean unbelievably bad that I can't even edit video on it. So I'm
That's
gonna
not
have to just go back to Gentoo, which is so sad. I love OpenBSD. I really do.
The thing is, FreeBSD/OpenBSD is going to be the backup in case anything happens with Slackware, pretty much.
So instead of all this talk, though, hey, hold on. Instead of all this talk, Matt, what do you have planned to continue with this live stream, man? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh gosh.
It's literally not hard at all. You've got like just load up the web page for the stream, like in your live dashboard, because you're gonna have to do that anyway.
Yeah.
So you can keep an eye on chat. As soon as you get in there, you copy your stream key from there. You set up OBS very basically, so that you're capturing the microphone and the desktop audio and the screen, and bada bing, bada boom, you set.
No, I agree with
As soon as you start
Tyler.
it up, it's gonna reconnect with the stream.
Yeah.
And also, you
Trust
want
me,
to
I've done it. Yes. Yeah. Yep.
All right. Well, we will
I've
wait
had an
here
issue.
for you.
I will have a smoke break then, waiting. I think the longest part about this would be you getting the ISO onto a USB.
Well, no,
Yeah.
the longest
Well,
part is
Should be
going to be
using cat.
rebooting and getting everything set up.
Yeah. Wait.
Yeah,
that's
that's gonna
pretty
be the
easy.
fun part.
All right,
remember,
smoke
you should
break,
be using cat.
and be here soon. I'll be back.
Okay.
So, any thoughts on cat versus DD?
I didn't even know that they were really versus each other.
Well,
I use
you
them
can
in totally
basically
different
do-
applications.
I see. Quote unquote, you can do the same thing with DD you can do with cat.
Yeah.
There's a video by Brody about it.
I mean, they both, I don't know, they're two separate tools that are like basic to the system, so I don't see any reason to like cut one out and use the other one, because I mean, like, honestly, I mean, how much of a freaking like try hard do you have to be to honestly like care about whether or not cat's on the system? Like, you know, or DD, like vice versa. Like if you wanted to like stop using one and only use one exclusively, like, I mean, really, are you? I don't know. It just really doesn't seem that logical to care.
Jeepers.
I mean, I say that, but I know there's someone who very much cares.
Probably.
Yeah.
You know what I find?
I tell you, poor Matt's gonna be probably flipping his lid throughout this installation.
Actually, you know what? What I could do is I could just DD Kubuntu to an ISO myself, rejoin the Discord call,
And we all go through
and just
this
do the
together.
install.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
So, I
doing,
mean-
but I'm already at the my computer
I
is
already
so
had to
fast.
reinstall my Slackware install, so
Yeah. Well, I'm already at the world updates because I'm so damn fast at this. I've done it thousands of times. Sorry.
just because Josh can't get it right the first time doesn't mean you can brag on him.
Sorry. I'm just, you know, I'm a hella smart guy that way.
Yep.
Currently installing Windows.
You're like, at this point, same.
Really?
Who wouldn't?
Oh, wow.
Mac OS sucks. I can tell you that much.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry, boys. The Kubuntu download will only take about 18 hours.
What?
Oh, no, I'm talking about for
destroying
me.
your disk, bro?
Are you? There is no way my computer is being. Oh, it's 8. How did it jump from 18 hours to 8 minutes?
That's how estimates work, bro.
Well, those
Web
estimates
browser.
can stop because I got scared.
I thought my 266 gigabyte transfer from my hard drive to my SSD was going to take 360 hours. That's the estimate.
Oh gosh.
Oof.
Didn't take that long, but thank God I get it off this thing.
Yeah.
What I'll tell you is though,
No, it literally won't take that long, especially if I'm going to do it with you. It really won't. Also, here's a
Yeah.
major
Joshua
thing that's
was here,
changed
it'd
since
take even
then.
more time.
Well, with now, Gentoo has in the desktop profile a lot more stuff included. The big ones being
Especially
Rust-bin.
Rust. Yeah, Rust
Yep.
bin is gonna be 1,000 times better because
Rust?
normal Rust takes forever to compile.
Probably because it's very rusty.
This is actually really good. This shows people how to do it from the beginning, from scratch. Like not just this
Not
shows them.
just not just where we start. Yeah. Oh
That would
Lord.
actually be good.
I don't get
That-
how is it
that
because
could
your
work.
audio is coming through Discord instead of going
Or-
through your
Probably
No,
stream?
Or another
that's
thing.
no, because
Or all right.
Yeah. And you got
Exactly.
Pac-Man dash pipe. You got Pipewire dash Alsa, Pipewire dash Pulse, and all that installed, right?
You need to get rid of that. Yeah.
Yep.
no, yeah, he's tried uninstalling Pipewire and installing like
It
it's
didn't do
not going to
jack.
work.
That is possible. But
There's
we
a
don't
reason
know.
Alsa itself
Yeah.
is the best, except not, yeah, whatever.
Well, no, because like what Scott's talking about with it, like like where, like because his audio is going through Discord, it's not going to go through the stream. That would only happen with Alsa. Only happen with Alsa.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The problem
Yeah.
with Alsa is that it's just hard to take the time and
I would
actually
agree
do
with
something
you
to it.
on Windows.
I gotta be honest with you
Or
guys.
things with-
I'm half tempted to tell Matt to just download fucking TeamViewer and like help him do it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not cool.
My
'Cause it has a
my
EULA
storm
that
alarm.
has
Yeah,
a
my
big
storm
EULA that you should agree to.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's pretty sketchy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is
That's pretty bad.
That also makes it what is it? It does a run level. It does a system
Yeah.
D.
And
Like it
I
does
was
for your
reading,
system.
see, my distro doesn't even ship
Oh,
with
great. Buddy's
TeamViewer.
JDawg.
God.
Oh,
Which
jeez.
dog?
That dog, I swear to God. My dogs do that to everything as well.
Dude, this is lots of things. This is
Don't
better
have
than
dog.
Netflix and chill. Okay. See, people.
Yeah. Well, consider yourself lucky.
You're here to give no input. Because input's annoying.
Yeah. Oh, Lord. Oh.
Oh wow, that went fast. So it's almost done. I think it's got like one more.
Yeah, hopefully. By the way, I am doing mine on a UEFI install as well, Scott.
UEFI is the devil.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's literally so simple.
Yeah,
Not a problem.
it's not hard at all. All you do is you make a EFI folder under, the boot folder and just mount your boot partition there. It's dead simple.
Yeah, and then you tell Grub to install there, and that's literally and that you also
That's
tell
literally why
Grub that
we
like,
installed
hey, I'm using
the
EFI.
Arch.
Yeah.
I also have to test it without encryption and then encryption.
Yes,
Encryption?
because you always install encrypted, and I keep telling you that it makes stuff more complicated, and you're gonna have you're like 8 times more likely to run into issues
Here's
with
the
new
thing.
stuff.
At the
Dude, I tried it with stage 2 Lux
Milo's the better
encryption.
bootloader.
Sorry, I
Yeah.
was just saying I tried it with Lux 2 encryption. Didn't
Yeah.
work.
Oh, there's something special with Lux too. I had to go with
Luke's?
Lux 1.
yeah, that's good.
Else it won't boot at all, and your grub will always go.
That's what's happened. Well,
The
that's
problem
what's
is you're
happening.
using grub.
No.
That's the thing, though. I have BIOS working perfectly with encryption with BIOS and grub.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to use UFI. I mean, even
I'm
on
not.
modern systems, you can switch over to legacy. Like,
Well, it depends on your
That is
motherboard.
true, Tyler.
Okay.
well, I mean, yeah, as long as you didn't cheap out and buy like a $35 like piece of shit motherboard, like, yeah, it's gonna work.
Let me try to connect.
Yeah, I personally
Or
didn't.
you're running like an Acer netbook. Like, yeah,
Oh,
you're not
yeah.
gonna get those options.
Damn it. Why is this camera
No.
just never want to turn on sometime? This is the weirdest thing ever. Whack it with a stick. Nah, don't work. I just gotta unplug it.
It might just be you have to unplug it and replug it in, dude.
Andrew, that's a good point. That's what messes up a lot of people is they don't format it FAT32. Like, your EFI does have to be FAT32.
That is another point. Yeah.
But that is literally in the instructions of every single distro I've ever seen when it comes to UFI. They always explicitly state in the like drive formatting partition, like, hey, if you're using UFI, FAT32. But that's not saying that you definitely
I
like there's no
use?
excuse for missing it. There's
What the
plenty
hell
of
is
stuff that I miss in
What's the-
installs.
What's the bootloader I use? I forget.
Rub-a-dub-dub, thanks for the grub.
Oh, God, what
I
the-
love it.
Oh, dude. That's hilarious.
Yeah, system deboot's fine.
Yeah.
I use I don't use grub. What is the other one I use from Anarchy? I forget. It's just
It's something.
Well, there's
Uh,
system deboot, there's Lilo,
There's
I don't
Grub.
use that one.
there's
I use that.
Clover.
Nope, I don't use that one.
Clover's super old though. I don't know that it's specialized.
That
I think-
Clover is used on a Hackintosh as well.
Oh, there's sysv init too, which I know
Yeah.
how it works, even though I don't want to. Like the fact that I know the ins and outs of sysv init is only because of LFS,
Linux.
and I
I
still
think it's-
shouldn't know it.
SysLinux. I think it's SysLinux I use.
SysLinux. Oh, that's a bitch.
Sys Linux.
Yeah,
Let me
SysLinux.
check
Yep,
this.
I use SysLinux with Anarchy.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
FS.
Oh, these are like
Alright, there we
yeah, this is a super lightweight
Damn it.
bootloader.
What's kind of annoying about either Pulse or System V is that I don't know which one, but it doesn't reset the sources, so I can't. So I have to restart Pulse every time I put a new source in.
Are we
And if-
using ZFS? I highly doubt it.
No,
Hell
we are going to use
no.
XFS though, right? Hopefully.
No.
Why not? No, do
Yes.
not use ButterFS.
Yes, you
Oh,
can
you know,
use
hold on,
F5
hold on.
every time.
You can. Don't
Yeah.
recommend doing it though.
It should be
No.
fine on the home partition though.
No, again, I
Oh,
wouldn't
come on,
recommend
man.
doing it. For your
I
first
wouldn't.
Gentoo install, don't do anything weird. Just stick with the XT4.
I agree.
Just-
Or
Agreed.
XFS.
Just that way, like kind of like the reason I make that recommendation is that way you know any issues you come into on Gentoo, you don't immediately go, is this ButterFS or not? Like at the very
Yeah.
least, if you've used Gentoo for a little while and then you go, all right, it's time for me to use ButterFS. If you get anything weird happening, vice versa, you know why it's happening. It's because you switched to using ButterFS.
Yeah, I'm used to it now to where I would only
I-
put
maybe that's
separate
it.
home partition and then use I would use still ext4 on the home or the root partition and FAT32 on the boot. But I
Yeah.
enough to use a separate partition just for my home for users, and then make that ButterFS.
What I'd say is XFS is better than ButterFS.
Oh Lord. I forget.
Well, I mean, he did reach his goal.
It just didn't
Yeah.
stick. Yeah.
Man, why does my camera just not want to work?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he had $250 within a month, and he decided that was good enough that he could just go on and say screw it and do it. Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of ridiculous to ask one person to spend more than $200 to do something
Yeah.
twice.
Twice. Yeah.
Twice.
I mean, I would.
Well,
Yeah.
Look, Steven, I don't disagree with his comment. ZFS is pretty good, but
Look,
still,
doing
like
it
this
on
is
that
this is
first
yeah,
install.
this is a man's first install.
You gotta
I mean,
have
XFS,
Probably
though.
should be jumping there.
You gotta have
Yeah.
implementation for it. You know, if you're in a business or in a huge company and doing stuff and using all these different file systems that are needed, yeah. But at home, ext4 is all that's needed.
It's not logical. Yeah.
Why don't you ask Josh about it?
Oh, come
Josh,
on.
No.
I finished my associate's degree in all sorts of network and security and all sorts of like.
No, he
Microsoft
meant that as a
Windows.
joke. Like, go talk to
Yeah.
Josh about it. Josh will troll you.
Josh will troll anybody about
Raids and
Gentoo-related
stuff?
content.
What I'll tell you is, do use XFS. It is better than ext4.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
yes, it's better, but that doesn't mean that you need it or that you should
Right.
use it.
But I can just select the option
Again,
and it works.
in the context of a man's first Gentoo install, it is absolutely bananas to install ButterFS, XFS,
RaptorFS?
ZFS, anything like that. Like,
Mm.
yeah, no.
Possibly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
I think
Oh.
ext4. I looked it up. Best file system for Linux. ext4.
Well,
Rated.
Yeah.
the best, like, the best.
So the best has to be BTRFS because it has a B in it.
Yeah.
So
better.
I mean, ZFS is a good file system, and I've done Gentoo on it, but I didn't stick to it because I didn't know how to properly maintain it.
To answer Walter's
what's funny
question,
was-
ext4 on SSDs is pretty good.
Yeah.
I would use it.
I have it on an NVMe drive. Like it's fine. Like your file system really isn't gonna. I know that people make the arguments that like some are way faster than others, but
What
on
I'll
a
tell you is-
day-to-day basis, on an NVMe drive, you're not going to notice a difference in speed
on an
No, you're
SSD,
not.
I could.
between the
On
file
an
systems.
SSD, I definitely noticed the difference. I'll tell you that much.
Well, yeah, a regular. I'm saying NVMe drives. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm using Gentoo. Or not Gentoo. I'm using
Shipped out Crazy Chicken. I shipped out the laptop and my laptop too.
What I'll tell you is funny is after I broke my old Slackware install, switched to XFS. Much happier than using BTRFS.
A lot of people say that they prefer it.
Did you use BetterFS for anything of like the backups, the
Nope,
redundancy?
I mean, if you're using ButterFS and you're not using snapshots, I literally don't know what the hell's wrong with you. Like, you have to literally have something clinically wrong with you.
That's the thing.
Mostly because I wanted to try.
Like Walter saying, I kid you not. Like, I will hear you guys and everyone in here and all. So many people will think otherwise. I am using the same drives from 20 years ago. I have thought multiple times that they have died. They did not. It was me. It was user error. I have been using these same drives forever. If you were using an SSD too with no mechanical in it, that should last you. That's just like freaking.
Wait, what drives are they though?
I'm using I remember, I wouldn't say, I think it was about 15 years ago, Intel came out with their 512 SSD. And I picked that up brand new for the first time, and I've been using it ever since. And I also have 2 older HDDs that I've been using from the first computer I ever got built. I think it was like more than 15 years ago.
Wouldn't that
That's
be
the
IDE
question.
though?
What?
If the computer's like 15 to 20 years old, it's using IDE.
The HDDs.
That's what I'm saying. They're using IDE.
IDE, which is a SATA.
If
cable.
that's I'm gonna call that out because I don't think you're actually using any drives from 15 years ago. Because if you are, they're most likely. I mean, again, very much most likely IDE drives. They're incompatible with SATA.
Yeah.
Short-term integrated drives. Oh no, they're not that. They're definitely SATA drives.
No. As far as I know, SATA didn't become standard until about like shit. Well, actually, fuck no. Never mind. I'll take that back. 15 years ago, yeah,
that was way longer to SATA. I remember SATA cables in the old 95. Well, no, I take that back. I do remember the ID, that old ass ribbon cable.
Yeah.
For the big drive and
IDs
the
are
old
pretty big.
gray box. But after that
when
gray
I was
box,
super young,
yeah.
like I know around 2000 to 2005 is when SATA drives started to become more popular. Because I was born in 97.
That's when I built my first computers. It was in fifth grade, yeah. So that makes sense.
What I'll tell you
grade.
is that my Dell Galaxy or whatever it's called, 4700, like from 2004, had a SATA in it, pretty much using the SATA drive. So about that time range.
Oh yes, I'm so sorry. Yeah,
Someone
if anyone's hopping into the stream and you can't hear Matt, it's the reason where he's doing this DD command here for Kubuntu is he's using Pipewire right now, and Pipewire's been an absolute turd for the past few weeks when it comes to audio and us trying to record and stream and stuff. So he's switching over to Kubuntu. So here in I would say like it probably won't be too much longer, but here in a few minutes, if you see the stream just completely like act like it stopped moving and you get like a loading screen, and you don't hear us at all, look, it's fine. We're still here. The stream's not going to end. We'll be in chat messaging you guys and talking instead of just talking right now through the Discord call. But he's got to boot into Kubuntu so that he can use Pulse and actually be able to talk and have it come through the stream.
I looked it up. 2008 was when I first bought it, so I've had it since 2008.
Yeah, that makes sense, and that's still like what is that? I mean, 12 years, 13 years? I can't do math.
Me neither.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a super old drive. Yeah. Okay, so I was about right.
500 megabytes per second. I think it performs at.
Wait, hold on. The hard drive?
No. The Intel. When I first got it, I remember them like repping. Oh, SSDs are still fast now. They're like 500 plus megabytes per second. I was like, oh shit, I gotta get one of these.
I thought you were talking about the hard drive for a second. I was like,
no, I remember being like on old like. I've used HDDs for a long time. I remember going into like I took a year's worth of like some kind of sector data thing back when, and I remember the professor was like always jizzing over hard drives. Like sectors, I love HDDs. They loved them so much.
People who are really into file systems talk about
SSDs.
They talk about sectors and shit.
Okay. Okay.
Copy this.
91 and 92, but I have no idea what OS I used.
Slackware? Oops, that was 1993.
90s, early 90s. Yes, I remember my first OS I had to fiddle with young. I think it was DOS. I had to put the little floppies in, do shit.
The floppies.
Yeah, this DD
More than
is
before.
pretty slow.
wow. He
really
started my
murdered,
Linux
yeah.
journey approximately when like I am so underexperienced.
Oh yeah. What I'll
That's
tell you is,
good. Yeah.
careful of glib, especially glib. I basically downgraded all my packages, but it downgraded the packages before it downgraded the glib. Actually, no, the
Well, wait,
opposite.
hold on. See, here's the main point. You shouldn't even be booting into this Arco Linux install anymore.
No.
As soon as Gentoo's installed, you have, I mean, literally Jesus's own OS. Like, I mean, it's factually true that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, here's the thing: we know based off of history and factual archaeological evidence that Jesus used Gentoo in his time. So, I mean, if you want to use the righteous OS,
Oh, let me down.
The righteous OS is Slackware.
I actually started using Steven. I started using what he said. Yeah, I saw that. You better install it then, huh?
Install what?
That's not happening. Slackware
Good luck with your
first.
month. No, shit.
Yeah.
I had to use heavy in college Linux because I was tired of paying for stuff. So I very much saved a lot of money by using Linux in college.
Hmm.
I think you're saving money anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
They were trying to force you to install like Windows proprietary software. I was like, yeah, I'll install it. And using Linux like boss software over here to do the same shit.
Just use a KVM, bro.
KV.
You can do everything.
I don't even know what that was at the time.
What are you using?
I think I was using Fedora or Ubuntu. Like, I remember I first started out with Linux back in 2008. Whenever that, like, my buddy's brother, he's a master. He was like 8 years old using Linux at the time, and I didn't think anything of it. Now I'm like, what a genius.
Apple OS is interesting.
because it is genuinely God's OS.
His
That's why.
his brain.
Yeah, he had, well, the coder behind, if you don't know the story of Temple OS, the person who wrote.
Okay. Okay, so I need to know whether or not anybody can hear me. Yeah, that's good. All right. Give me a second. I'm going to install. I'm going to get Discord installed so I can hear the rest of the guys. That was a pain in the tuchus. Is the audio like really horrible because I've added no filters? It's quiet but audible. I can add a little bit of gain to this. How's the audio sound now? Is it a little bit louder? I've added about 16 decibels of gain. Okay. I'm waiting for Discord to install. I just decided to do the snap because it's easier. Is it still quiet or is it better? Too loud now. If I need to go quieter, just let me know. Oh, my ears. Turn your volume down, bro. I'm getting mixed messages here. No good. Not quiet. Good. Perfect now. Okay. Well, I'm gonna leave it. If anybody says it's too loud, just turn your volume down a bit, yes. Alright. Now. Alright. I'm only like an hour into this. Been messing around with the stream for an hour. Yeah, go over here. This whole login by QR code is the best thing ever, by the way. It's the best invention we've ever seen. Okay, now here and
Use.
Oh man.
This is what I'm gonna use for Gentoo.
You currently on Windows?
Yeah.
He's on Windows.
Oh.
okay.
I got a free edition of Windows 11 Pro, so I was like, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't hear anybody. That's all.
You
Matt?
can't hear me?
Oh, Pac-Man. Oops, I'm not Pac-Man. Damn, I'm on Ubuntu. Install Pulse Mixer. All right, now let's see. Input. We need to change that to this thing here, I believe. Okay. Okay. Fuck off, console. I can hear you now. I just had to change source because the default source was set to my mixer, which is dumb. But yes. Matrix server link when I'm not creating. If somebody else wants to create a matrix server and then do the bridge, I would be happy to, have them do that. It says I'm getting really bad resolution right now. Is anybody else seeing that this is like a 420p stream or something?
It looked fine on my phone, but I will say, most likely you probably need to go in and change the bitrate settings in OBS if you didn't do that.
Yeah. All right, let's see. I think working on it. All right. It should hopefully here pretty soon. Video. Unfortunately, it's gonna.
You might have to end the stream again just for a brief second to resubmit.
All right, I'm gonna close this. Yes, give me a second, guys. I'm going to restart OBS just a second. I'm gonna start streaming again. All right.
Perfect. Let me open up Discord.
All right. If we can get now it still says shit. The current. I'm still getting the warning in YouTube.
About what?
It says please check video resolution. It says the current resolution is 1920 by 1080, which is not optimal.
Don't listen to it. Fuck YouTube.
Like,
They tell you a lot of shit.
well, excuse me, YouTube. What would be optimal? 320p? Sorry if I'm infringing on your delicate fucking sensibilities.
Exactly.
Oh Lord.
All right, people are saying they got some HD. Yay, we're back in the 21st century. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Holy hell. Hey, Ben,
What?
you want to start installing Gentoo now?
Let's get on with it. We've already spent over 2 hours trying to fix that up.
So, looks like I'm going to be hopping to Kubuntu in order to actually do the stream on Thursday, Tyler. That's funny. Okay, I'm going to...
Why would you be hopping to Kubuntu to do the stream?
Well, because there's no way it's going to work on Gentoo.
Yes, it will. You just install Pipewire.
Well, you
I just
have-
installed...
Full body.
That was a
Excuse me,
Freudian
wait, no.
slip.
Yeah.
It's a major mistake.
All right.
Yeah.
Now let's get this thing set up. Oh, come on! I'm gonna switch to an actual mouse. All right, that's better. All right, okay. And open up a terminal. Get that tiled in the appropriate place. You can tell I'm not used to using Plasma anymore. I used to know the key bindings. Okay. All right. So Gentoo handbook. Here we go. Okay, Ben. What's the first step?
I'm watching the stream.
Unfortunately, your quality is way worse than it was when it was on the other side. I can hardly hear you.
Let me go on my Mac. I'll be right back, okay?
Okay.
So probably the first thing you want to do is just you can move past the about the installation, choosing the media, and configuring the network because you've already got all that set up.
Okay, so preparing the disks first, then, huh?
Yes, I'm just going through here to make sure we don't need to set up anything at all in the network configuration. I'm just making sure there's no tips or anything that we're not going to skip. Cool, yeah. So we can just move on to preparing the disk in the AMD 64 handbook. Okay. So let me go ahead and get my terminal loaded up as well. And your terminal looks like you're actually zoomed in plenty because I can see what's going on there.
Yeah, and I can go in further if I need to.
Yeah, I think you're good. Maybe one step up would be good, but I mean, it looks fine right now. So first things first, let's LSBLK our drives, and then of course we got that shitload of lovely snap loopbacks.
Loopback devices. That's awesome. I missed you guys.
Aren't they just the best? God,
like
snap.
I had no friends because I stopped using snaps, and now my friends are back. God, I hate snaps. They're so bad.
Same.
They're just so bad. Okay, so the one I'm going to be installing this to is SDB.
All right. So the first question I should ask is, you are using UEFI, right?
You mean, am I going to use UEFI, or do you use Do you
use UEFI typically?
No.
Okay. So don't use it this go around. All right. So you can go with the default partitioning scheme. Kind of what I recommend sticking with. Just make it as basic as possible. You'll just have one /dev or one ext because you're using BIOS, your swap partition, and then the rest of the disk. And I'm just going to use fdisk.
All right.
Ooh, I need to do su-. Oh, that's another thing that you need to do.
So do I skip to like section 4? Is that what we're doing?
Yes, preparing the disk.
Partitioning the disk with MBR for BIOS, right?
Yes, but you can just scroll down, you'll see it.
Okay.
It's best to not just click on links and skip a whole page. It's best to scroll down the page because there might be tips in there that make sense before you get down to there.
This whole reading thing is just not bueno. No bueno.
Well, I mean, how did you get used to the Arch wiki? You read it.
Who said I? There's a reason why I stick with Arch-based distros, Tyler. Just saying.
All right, Matt. How do I sound now?
Talk a little bit more. All I heard was somebody clacking.
Is this
Uh,
some-
Yeah, you're still breaking up.
I'm still what?
Breaking up.
You're breaking up.
It sounds like you're going through a tunnel, or either that, or you're imitating
Okay,
William Shatner.
Let me put these things back on. At
I
least
can't do
then
shit.
Hold on, everybody. We need to SU, and I always forget how to SU in a live
Just use
environment.
pseudo password.
Just SU.
Pseudo password.
Oh, sudo SU. That's it.
Or
Yeah,
use
pseudo
SU.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always forget that. I always think it's SU and then space dash, and that never works.
Yeah. You're leaving me behind, man.
All right, Matt, run sudo SU.
Okay.
Or
You will sudo.
just in case, because I usually just in case you get prompted with like a root password, I have to re-SU.
That's what sudo takes care of. You don't get it prompted with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. I wonder.
All right, Matt. How is this?
It's better.
Yeah, I mean barely. You say again. You sound
At least I can hear
really
you.
weird.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm doing what I can, but it's not.
Okay.
All right. So now that you got that done, we're just gonna format your drive. I'm gonna use fdisk, and I'm installing to /dev/nvme 0 and 1.
Okay. So just do fdisk /
The drive you want to do.
is it /dev? Yeah.
Yeah, /dev. Yeah.
/sdb, not sdb1, just sdb.
SDB. You want to format the whole drive.
All right. Fuck off, device
Does that
notifier. Go
help
the fuck away.
anything or no?
What did you
I
say?
can't really
Turning
tell.
off some settings in Discord help.
No,
No, you still sound
no.
you still sound like you're in a well.
Oh,
Whatever you were
I'm
on
not sure
before
what to
was
do
way
with
better.
okay. Let me go back to another computer. I'll be right back.
All right. And then since you're doing BIOS,
This whole thing has been a clusterfuck.
well, again, I told you to use a Kubuntu live install from the beginning.
You did tell me that, but you also told me to listen to Ben. He said doing it for Marco would be fine.
All right.
Yes, it
how's
would be
this?
fine, but again, you have so many issues with Pipewire.
I can't help it. The Pipewire
Fine,
hates
but he
me.
doesn't stream it live to an audience.
Yeah. All right, Matt. How's this?
Way better.
Better.
I'm on my AMD laptop now.
Yeah, you should
Yeah,
just
much
not use
better.
Intel ever.
All right. Well, its webcam isn't working on here.
All right, you
but
said just
it
use.
will be.
Can I just Control C out of this and just download Gparted?
I mean, yeah.
Try CF disk, Matt. See what that does.
No, just Matt, use whatever you want to use to format it. It literally doesn't fucking matter. Just use anything.
I can never
wanna
remember
use
how to
download
use fdisk.
Retarded,
Just
Matt. It's not going to make a diff.
You just need a certain layout.
CF disk.
that's better.
That's SDA.
Like, we're literally making this 10 times
Yeah.
more difficult than it needs to be. Just
Flip
format the
out of
drive
that,
however you want
and
to do it.
then
Well, this
just
fucking
hit-
I'm hiding device notifier. Get rid of this piece of trash. Fuck you, Plasma. Nobody likes you.
Click it and then edit widgets and then get rid of it.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I was just move it over here so you can actually see.
Okay,
All right,
just
C-
do an apt install gparted if that'll make it easier for you.
CFDisk and then /dev SDB. Okay, there we go. And it's back again. Good work. God, Plasma so bad. All right, so let's see. We're gonna.
Delete all the partitions.
Ah, damn it! Then it quit it. What the hell? All right, there we go. Okay. I'm like a new Linux user. I'm telling you, I got totally flustered with this stream. Now I don't remember how to use a computer. I'm just gonna put that out there. Okay, so
It could be worse, dude.
so I need to create. I'm not gonna use UEFI, so I need to create a.
Just make a single partition then.
Do your BIOS, like BIOS. I'm using GPT because I'm using UEFI, but you do set it up for BIOS.
Yeah.
And then just
Okay.
follow.
Hold on a second. I'm getting multiple pieces of advice from two different people.
Hold on.
Do I need to use a swap partition? I have
You
six.
don't have to, but hold on. You don't have to, but I would recommend it.
Yeah, and the reason for that, Matt, is
He doesn't need a reason. He doesn't. Hold on. Let's not make this any more complicated. Explain any more information than need be. Let's just get.
So if
him
I
through this
create
install.
a 20
Just
gigabyte partition for swap, that'll be enough. Yeah.
Plenty. You could make it 3 gigs. It don't matter.
Okay.
No, it really doesn't.
Okay. I gotta remember how to actually create a swap partition in CFDisk.
Again, if you're not familiar with CFDisk or FDisk, use what you're familiar with to format it. Because that's just going to make it super simple. If you typically use gparted, download gparted. It's really not that big of a deal.
That's really not gonna matter for you.
I should just done it to begin with this one. There we go.
No, sorry. Do not try and bite me.
Then there's Bruce. Hey, Bruce.
Everyone's gonna tell, like, does this guy know how to use Linux? The answer to that question is no. No, I don't know. Didn't you guys know that 10,000 subscribers? I still don't know what Linux is. I'm just bullshitting you all. I'm really a closet Windows user.
I mean, to be honest, that's what it seems like.
You guys got to remember, I've installed Arch like 4 or 5 times, and outside of that, I've never had to do this. All the time, I just use a guided, like a GUI installer. All right. Anyways, so it's just lack of practice. Okay.
It happens, Matt. Don't worry.
No one cares.
All right. There we go. And now new. And let's see here. We want this to be. Why can't gparted have like a? User readable. So this is go down here to Linux swap and add, and then new, and the rest of that can be primary. And in gparted, do I have to add like a label or a flag or anything to the partition that's going to be root or bootable?
Just the boot flag mainly. I would just call that Gentoo if you want, but you don't have to.
Alright.
Label. But you don't have to. I would just hit add and then go from there.
Jamie in chat, no. Swap is more than that. Swap is also where you have to
apply the partition
hibernate
first, Matt, before you do anything.
All right, that's right.
The flags and what have you. No.
Walter wants the Temple OS story.
Yeah, but to be honest,
for apply.
It's much too
Walter, if we go off talking about Temple OS, we will never get this Gentoo install done.
Yeah, we're not going to do that.
Manage flags, and then make this boot, right?
Right.
Close, and then do I need to apply that again, or just does it automatically?
It should just set it, and then you can just close out and continue on.
Okay, good.
Yep,
Excellent.
so
Cool.
good.
Okay. Hey, we made it the first step. Also, thank you, Walter, for the.
It took us like 10 minutes just to do that.
No, Matt, you need a boot partition.
I already did that.
That's right. We needed to shrink the main drive and make a boot partition. I forgot about that.
So you can't.
No, we don't need to shrink anything. No, oh my God, guys, y'all are making this so complicated. Jesus.
You remember when I agreed to do this? I told you that if I got multiple advice from 5 different people, I was going to be confused as fuck. So, and you guys are doing this to me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, it's just we all have different ways of doing.
Let me guide this, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. You need to make a boot partition on there. Again, if you want to use gparted, go for it.
I'm going to do that because it's easier than remembering how to use CFDisk. Okay, so I'm going to go to SVB. I'm going to start over again, okay? I'm just going to start over again. It's just going to be easier that way. I'm going to delete everything, get back to here, and then create new. Okay, and then, so I need to create a swap partition. Doesn't matter if it's at the beginning or the end of the disk, Tyler?
Make it at the beginning of the disk.
Okay. The swap partition.
No. the boot partition.
How big does it need to be?
I'd make it about. You don't need to make it this big, but I make it about 800 megabytes. That way, you'll never have a problem with it being too small.
800 megabytes. Okay, and that's ext4.
For you, yes.
Okay, add. All right.
Wait.
Okay, and then I make.
So hold on. For making it a certain size, where you see new size, you can type in 800 there.
Yeah, I did
That's
that.
in megabytes.
Yeah,
You're
I did
gonna
that.
do your boot as ext4?
Yes, because he's using BIOS.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and then after that, I'll do the swap, and then the rest of the drive can be.
Yep. Just how you did it before. You didn't do anything wrong. We just needed that BIOS partition there first.
That's all you need.
Okay, so I can make the UEFI. So like 20,000 megabytes is plenty.
And 800 megabytes is like about the size that you want to do
Swap.
for like UEFI. So
Add.
for BIOS, that is ridiculously oversized.
Okay, and then the rest of this
The rest
is
can just go to root.
okay. Add, and then I can do this. I'll write this. Make sure I'm actually doing the right fucking hard drive. Just make sure.
You don't want to blow away your Arch install.
or worse, my backup drive.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Close. Okay, so now wait for this to come back and then do flags for both. Okay, so the 800 megabyte one is going to be boot, right?
Yep.
Okay. And the
Swap is already set, I think.
make sure manage flags.
Oh, you gotta close out of that. Right click and hit swap on, just to be on the safe side.
Well, we can do the swap. We'll do the swap on command here in a second.
Well, it's easier for him to do it in G part, I think, so that's why I suggested that.
Yeah,
Okay.
Make sure you get those flags set.
And then does the one that is the big hard drive for the rest of it need to be flagged as home or anything like that?
No.
Okay, so I'm done here.
I believe so. Your stream is a little bit behind, but I believe you're done.
I am streaming in Discord, so you should be able to catch the.
Oh shit, my bad. Ooh, that would be better.
Yeah.
Let me watch
That
there.
would be a lot faster, too.
Okay.
Okay, so after you've gotten that done, LSBLK, make sure you got the proper things created. Yep.
800 megabytes, 20 gigabytes for swap, and 202 gigabytes for the rest.
Perfect.
Okay.
All right. So now we are going to go through and set everything up for the boot
The
partition.
file systems, the etc. Yeah.
Yes, for the boot partition, you're going to want to, MKFS.
Wait, Tyler, wait a minute.
What?
I was just going to tell you, he already set up the file systems in the G part, so we can skip that part. But if I was just thinking about that, because he already formatted everything inside of G parts, we don't need to go over that. But, I mean, if you want to cover it, that's perfectly fine. It's up to you.
Yeah.
I mean, you just...
Well, I have to make FS, so give me a second.
Okay, sorry.
It's gonna be okay, guys.
Wait, Gparty did that for you?
Yeah.
Yes, it
Yes.
is.
Cool.
MK swap on /dev /nvme 0n1 p2. Oh, lol. Did not mean to do. I did make swap and on all in one. Yeah, that's not going to work. Now let's do swap on. Perfect. My swap's on.
Yeah, you're right, Brandon. That is way too much for me. I never use swap at all. So
Yeah.
and when I do, the GUI installer just set it up for me. So
Great. Anyway, let's move on to the mounting of the drives for you, man.
Yep.
okay. So tell me how to do this. First of all, tell. Where do I need to find that in the wiki?
Scroll down.
Yeah, you just need to keep scrolling down.
Keep going.
Creating root partition, we already did that. Partitioning, we already that's for the
down.
creating file systems, we already did that.
We already did all that junk.
Okay, activating mount root
Yep.
partition right
Go
here.
up a little bit. just
Go
a
up
touch.
just a tiny bit.
So
In the swap, we already did all that.
So the important thing to read on this page right now is the tip. You see that big green tip? Users of non-Gentoo installation media will need to create the mount point first. You're going to want to start off with that command.
Yeah, because it doesn't have the root, the mount. Gentoo
okay, so just
folder
copy
right.
that command
Yes.
and okay.
And where it says mount /mnt gentoo with the drive, you're gonna have to change that to dev SDB.
Oh, so this
Hello,
one,
Johnny Blaze.
this one here.
Yeah. So
Yep.
you're gonna mount your
Change
appropriate drive to it.
SDA3 to SDB3.
So mount /dev/SDB3.
3.
Okay.
Yep.
And then
/mnt/gentoo.
NT Gentoo. Okay.
Yep. There you go. Now, because you created a separate boot device, you have to do a mkdir.
Yep. Just pull back up the mkdir -parents command from before, and to the end of it add /boot.
Yeah.
In my case, I have to add /boot/EFI.
So /mnt/gentoo/boot.
Just boot, and that's it. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And then a really neat trick, Matt, is to do.
Walter's grabbing popcorn. Thanks for the super chat again, Walter.
Yeah. Now, Matt, a really neat trick you can do is if you hit up twice, it'll show you what commands you ran before.
Yeah, I know.
You can actually add your SDB1 to boot if you want to do it that way.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know that
So
trick.
change SDB3 to SDB1.
And then add boot here. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
See, I'm remembering how to learn Linux again. It's like I remember how to do this. Okay.
Yeah, all right.
And now if you run LSBLK, all of your partitions should be mounted.
As they need to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
All right, so now we can get to stage 3. Bye-bye.
Yep, this is the fun part.
Now,
Oh, good, because I was
One
waiting
thing
for
I'm
the
gonna
fun part.
recommend to you,
Also, TFL's here. Thank you, TFL. You're the
command
sanity
line
in the
bad boy.
you're the sanity in the chat. Thank you. He's the guy who's looking at us like we're all crazy people. like bitches. I use Ubuntu 1804.
All right, yeah, check your date because it might be a bit.
No, don't. No, hold on, Ben. Again, let me do this. No, you don't need to check your date. 'Cause
Catfight.
by default, you're running
Auto.
in UTC, and that's what you want to be.
Exactly.
If you want to make sure, I do recommend, or not I recommend, but you can run the ntpd command. But again, you're running in UTC. That's what the live environment just defaults to.
And is that what I should be
so
running
I would
in?
Just leave it alone.
Yeah. Okay. So scroll down a bit because you're not going to run the date command. You're all good.
You should be fine.
Yeah.
Okay, and I don't need to do the NT. PD.
Hold on, Ben. Hold on. What'd you ask?
I don't need to do the NTPD thing, right?
No. Your date is fine.
Okay, so choosing the stage tarball is where I'm at.
Yes.
And that's
But before you start reading too much here, pretty much this entire section is just explaining the fact that they have a multi-lib and no multi-lib and the difference between them. Which if you want Steam, you want multi-lib.
Yeah.
So there's no question of whether or not which one you want. So scroll down just a little bit more.
Yeah.
Okay.
A little bit more. There you go. All right. So what we're going to do is CD into
The
mnt/gentoo. And once we're in there, we could use the wget command, just like go into a terminal browser, but we're not going to do that. Just open up an extra tab and search Gentoo download.
Yeah.
And it'll take you to the
Oh,
download
shit.
page.
Here's Josh.
Don't mind me. I'm actually driving to work right now, so I can't see what you guys are doing.
Don't crash, bro. It's not worthwhile. So this is the same thing I downloaded earlier, right, Ben? The stage 3 desktop profile
Stage
open
3
RC.
desktop, yeah.
Okay.
So Honestly, it's kind of up to you which one you want here, but I'm going to strongly advise to get the
No.
OpenRC.
Again, Ben, hold on. Let me help him. No, stop making it more complicated. There's not one that you should
help him,
choose.
Tyler.
It's OpenRC.
Yeah,
Definitely, without question.
Okay,
you
that's
need
one-
OpenRC.
But not the desktop profile one.
Yes, you do want the desktop.
You want the
profile.
desktop.
Okay, so that's what
It
Ben was
literally
telling me
saves
to
you
do.
Hours.
Hold on,
It's
everybody. Like,
1,000
hold on.
times.
Just let him talk to me and God,
Okay,
you
we'll let
don't
Tyler
want
take
anything
this
other.
one.
You don't want anything other than the desktop profile because the desktop profile is made for desktops and laptops.
Y'all realize that by the end of the stream, I'm gonna murder every single one of you motherfuckers, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I'm gonna kill every single person here.
Alright, well, let's just get on with the install and save Matt a bunch of frustration.
Okay, so I'm downloading this thing.
Yeah.
What thing?
The stage
The
3.
stage
tarball.
3 tarball,
Yeah,
Oh,
which I actually already did earlier, by the way, but it's on Arco.
that was done on Arco, so yeah, that's not.
Oh, technically it will be on my backup because I did an rsync of the whole home directory.
Oh god.
All right, downloaded. What's next? Go back to here.
Go back to the handbook.
You're just going to open up the file browser and drag that into CD or to mnt/gentoo.
Yeah.
Discover's not the file browser, Matt. You dumbass.
That was Discover.
Better than Jerry Springer.
Or it's probably going to be easier to move it with the terminal because that way you can run sudo because I don't think it's going to let you move it unless you're
Right click and see if it lets you open as root.
All right, Control Shift T in order to open up another tab, but I gotta forget that focus doesn't follow mouse here. All right, so we're gonna CD into downloads, do an LS here. So we're gonna move this thing here into that mounted Gentoo thing,
So
right?
do sudo su again so that you're su'd in here. Sudo su, yeah.
Okay.
And then just mv it.
Move stage 3 to /mnt and then Gentoo, right?
Gentoo. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, and then we can close
Now we
this.
can proceed.
Just out of curiosity.
You're breaking up so bad.
Yeah, you sound like you're on T-Mobile. I'm just gonna put this out there.
It's so true.
Actually, my phone provider is T-Mobile.
Mine is too, but it's just a it's
Mine
an old
too.
it's an old person joke because T-Mobile used to be so bad.
They still are, man. They are so good at rapping, but my service, I have supposed to have 5G, nowhere.
You're supposed to. That's the reason why you have to get Wi-Fi calling. It's the only way we get service down here.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, I finished timing them out. Am I better?
Yeah.
Yeah, much better.
Sweet. Okay, what live environment are we using?
Ubuntu.
Ubuntu? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We tried Arco. It didn't work because Pipewire is a piece of utter garbage.
Pipewire is not garbage, sir. Pipewire is the best. It's the future.
No, it's-
Remember what I said about not crashing your car? Yeah.
Oh god.
All right. What do I do next, guys? I'm here.
We're going to extract the stage 3 tarball. So to do that, you're gonna inside of that directory, we could go ahead if you scroll down a bit, like you'll see about command line browsers, which we've already got it downloaded, so we don't need any of that shit. And you also will see about verifying and validating. Don't need to do that. You got it straight from
tar xpvf and then
yes,
the tarball,
and
right?
you want to copy this command
Line by line.
like line by line. So just copy it. Do not don't try and type it out at all because it's very important that you get it right.
So all the way to the numeric owner.
Yes, all of it. All of it.
Fun tip for you guys that are also installing Gentoo. If you're copy pasting the commands off the wiki, all you have to do is just left click it and it automatically highlights the entire command.
Yes,
That is
we know
true,
that.
Josh.
Or I say we know that only because I'm doing that, and I would assume Matt's doing the same thing. Just
Yeah.
clicking on it.
Yeah, just left click.
I mean, I hope so.
You'd be surprised by how many people actually didn't know that.
I would like to thank you, Josh, because I didn't know that.
All right.
He didn't realize.
All right.
You're
I gave
welcome,
him the
guys.
benefit of the doubt.
I was the one that pushed for that change. You're welcome.
Oh god.
What a gent.
2.
You're welcome.
He's a Gen
Boy.
2. Sorry.
Oh god.
Okay. It is unpacked. Now we got to move on to configuring compile options. Is that true?
Yes. Yes.
You don't necessarily have to, unless you want to
Yes,
do
you-
everything super
Yeah.
quick.
I
Yeah,
would
you do.
recommend.
Yeah. Don't listen to Josh here. Yes.
Okay.
You need
Let's
to.
just let Tyler dictate.
Technically, variables can be exported via shell profile at RC files. However, that is not the best practice for basic system administration. Okay.
Oh, you might just want to go ahead and install Vim unless you want to use dirty nano.
Oh, apt install Vim.
Yeah. I always have a strong.
Make sure you're
habit.
asking what you're putting in there because Vim can pull in XOR depending on how to use 5%.
Yeah.
No. We're talking about for the live environment.
Yeah, I'm saying that.
Xorg's
if,
already
you're
installed, my
using-
friend.
Yeah, we're using Xorg. It's Kubuntu.
No, I'm saying that if you're in the live environment and you're merging. Oh, wait. You're not
You mean-
CHroot.
We're not,
Exactly. That's what we're
Yeah.
saying.
we're not CHrooted into his Gen 2 yet. No.
We need to pause here and say that Ubuntu should
Hey, I'm
install
going to be
Vim by
completely
default.
honest, Matt. A private call would have probably been the way to go for this kind of shit.
Oh, don't worry about that.
Well,
That
see,
you guys.
Tyler, the problem is you preached Ben's, like you told me Ben was the guy.
You help me? Yes. I'm not saying Ben's bad. Ben's got good advice. He will just give you a lot more information about stuff.
He's
He'll
like,
explain.
he's like
I
the,
Wait.
he's like the,
It's just a bad habit,
Didn't you tell Matt to shut up and stop listening to Ben and then just listen to you?
yes.
Yeah.
Pretty
He
much.
did say
Pretty
that.
I
much.
could have sworn you did that like 10 minutes ago.
Pretty much. I mean, I don't think I phrased it like that. I take that back. I know for a fact I didn't tell Matt to shut up.
If this was a private call, you wouldn't be in it.
Oh.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, probably a private call with just Matt, or excuse me, Ben.
We
Ben
would
Good.
be way further along if I hadn't been streaming.
No, you wouldn't have, though, man. Ben, no offense, Ben.
You would have been one man farther ahead.
Ben helped me just
Having
fine.
assistance and
stop.
input is good.
Basically, all we've accomplished so far is we realized that both Ben and Tyler are very good at installing Gentoo, and not so good at helping Matt install Gentoo.
I am literally trying to say something and Tyler jumps on me every time I try and do it.
Eh. Okay.
Well, if you're paying attention Friday night, I spent like 7.5
Vim
hours
into-
installing Gentoo.
I'm not
the
spending
command on your
7.5
screen
hours, so
now.
let's start talking.
The command on your screen, Matt. Go ahead and Vim in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then into that seat.
I don't need the -W then, right? 'Cause that's a nano flag.
No, you don't. No.
So vim into /mnt Gentoo. Oops.
Well, you're already in there, so you can just do etc.
Right.
Yeah, just do a
Portage.
no without the
Make-
slash. Without the slash, else you're gonna
Right.
open
Yep.
an existing directory.
Yep. Okay. Portage, and then make.conf.
Yes. Yes.
Here we go.
I made that mistake before, Ben, where I was trying to figure out why make.conf didn't exist.
Yeah.
All right.
I remember
All right.
DT.
So once you're in here, you can go ahead and choose a safer C flag. So scroll down just a little bit. Okay. So you see that tip under there where it's saying march-native -pipe, all the C flags.
Yep. This one here.
Yeah.
Dash
Okay.
March native, yeah.
You can just go ahead and for this install, I would say just go ahead and copy the march dash native part.
So just this
Copy
line.
Dash march equals native.
Yeah,
Yeah,
copy that
just-
line and overwrite the one in the file.
And don't forget the -march part because Josh did, and it totally screwed up his compiling.
Okay. So,
It wouldn't even let me file.
so I'm
The
just.
dash
I'm.
march-
Okay. Hey.
What?
I feel like a school marm.
All right, just copy,
Just
that
copy
whole
this
thing.
one line.
Yes,
Yes,
copy the entire line and overwrite the other common. Right.
Yeah, so just paste that in.
Okay.
Boom, done.
And then write this and quit it?
Not yet. No. Because
Okay.
if you don't add the makeops variable, it's going to take forever to compile any.
Okay. So,
Okay. So go down to underneath the FFF or FF flags, whatever you want to
Whatever
say, in your
else,
file, in your file net.
Okay.
In
Go
yours.
down there, add a new line and write in all caps, make ops.
Make OPTS.
Okay.
Yep.
Equals.
And then make that equal to, and then in quotes, how many threads does your computer have?
16.
All right. And because you're live streaming right now, I would do 12. That leaves 4 of those threads for anything else like the browser or live streaming, and 12 of those will go towards compiling. Your
Are
make
we live
ops.
streaming with OBS Studio doing HD64?
I don't know.
Tell me what would be the
Very good.
safest way to go.
Again, dash J12.
All right,
That's what you should do.
12.
J12. J12. J12.
Okay. All right. That's done. What's next? Now write this.
That should be okay for now.
Go ahead and save that.
I'd put a
file.
memory limiter on too. So beside the -J, I'd also call like -12.4. I think you got like 32 gig of memory.
So Ben, Tyler, do I do that?
Yes.
Yes.
Probably should.
WQ. Yeah. Or whatever.
No. Do I do the memory thing that Josh was talking about?
No.
No, don't
No.
worry about that.
Don't do any. Don't. No.
Okay.
Yeah,
I would.
piss around.
It wouldn't hurt
Again.
anything.
Cool. That's awesome. Don't do it.
Okay.
Don't worry about that.
Okay.
Don't introduce more problems.
Okay.
Let me know if the Linux memory scheduler decides to kill OBS because it needs more memory.
Cool.
Okay.
You've got 64 gigs of RAM. I think it'll be fine.
And he's using
Oh,
J12.
64,
He'll be
okay.
perfect.
Okay. So I can
Again. I
can move on to the next step. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So now we're going to select
Sorry.
mirrors and stuff, but we are actually going to skip that part because installing mirrors requires mirror select, and technically speaking, you could get it on here, but it'd be a major pain in the ass. And we can do that after we install it. You can just emerge mirror select and then run it just like you would here, and you'll end up with a more efficient mirrors. But the mirrors by default for the US are perfectly fine.
Alternatively, if you want to make your life easier, just never call a mirror. Because it will always connect to Gentoo.org's primary repository.
Yeah.
That too, but it's. I'll just let Tyler give you the best suggestion for this one.
Don't be afraid to say stuff, Ben. If Tyler gets
Okay.
too
Well, I'm just saying,
Not
you know.
totally.
Right. I would just say that.
Okay,
you know,
we can blow away this whole install and reformat the ButterFS.
Okay, can we let Ben talk? Yes, Ben, what you got to say, buddy?
what I was saying was Tyler's right. You should probably just get mirror select inside the CHroot versus having to get it now. And Kubuntu is a pain in the butt.
Okay.
Okay, scroll back up a bit. Those 2 lines there, did you run those commands?
Not yet.
Okay,
Do it.
go ahead and run the eBuild repository.
Okay. So do this. Make direct. Make
Yeah,
dir
just,
first.
just copy both of them and run.
Okay. From this same.
Yes, it's fine because
Yeah,
it's
that's fine.
it doesn't matter where you are, you can run them.
Okay.
Yeah, and then just copy that. That.
Okay.
And we're almost CHrooted now.
And now we're going to go down and we're going to copy your DNS info. So keep scrolling down a little bit more. There
Okay.
you go. So that dereference command there, copy that and
Okay.
run that. So now we got your DNS info copied over. And now comes the really fun part of just entering all these like mount commands.
Yeah.
And again, if you read the like there's I can't remember what it is, like the note, the dash make r slave options are needed for system D support, so you actually don't need to run them. But if you run them, it's not going to cause a problem or anything, so you can do whatever you want. I typically just run them anyway.
Okay. So these are the exact commands that I need, right?
Yep, you're just going to
Yes.
copy them one by one.
Okay. That one.
Yep. And then the sys.
Basically, that's just attaching permission privileges to the live environments file system. That way you can actually see it properly.
And you said that
have proper file permission.
you said the slave and rslave stuff is for systemd, but if I do them, it's not gonna.
No, it's not going to cause a problem. I typically run them anyway.
Okay.
Honestly, it's just like 6 commands.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal.
Okay, so let's run.
That one. Run.
Why does it keep doing that?
Okay.
Okay, now this run SHM stuff is for non-Gentoo installation media, so you probably should run.
Yes, you need to run this here.
Okay, so the first two too, right? The test-l.
Yeah, all three of those commands you want.
All
to run.
three of those, yes.
Okay. All right, and then this one here, and then this one here.
Yeah, that one.
These are changing permissions of something.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, good. Now
And
enter.
now we're entering the Gentoo environment.
This is going to be the fun part.
You
All
keep
right,
saying
so-
you keep telling me these are the fun parts. Every part is the fun part.
Good, have fun.
I'm not
Aren't you having fun?
I'd be having more fun if I was, I don't know, playing something else. Zero AD, getting my ass kicked at 0 AD or something. I don't know. So I just run these
Yes,
three
you
commands,
can
yeah.
copy those. Yep.
Okay.
And what truth time? Not. All right, now you're in your CHroot. So
By the way, guys, Matt is technically speaking running Gentoo right now.
Yes.
technically speaking, but not 100%.
So
And now you want to go down and mount the boot partition.
I do
Excuse
these.
me, we've already done that. My bad. I don't know.
Yeah, I was telling them to do that before we started.
So I'm still gonna do these three commands, though, right?
Yes. You run all three of those commands.
Run all three of those.
That's just changing the bash.
Yeah, the
bash.
shell so that you know that you're actually CHrooted in.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
good. All right.
Then you don't need to do the mounting the boot.
You've already done that. So scroll down a little bit more and
Two.
then run that emerge dash web rsync.
And that's going to download Portage for us.
I just realized. Hold on, I'm gonna go ahead and apologize because I definitely have been short. And probably upsetty spaghetti. I just now realized it's been a long time since I had a cigarette, and I've stopped vaping at my desk, and that's probably why. So if I've been an absolute cunt to anybody, I'm so sorry.
It's
I
okay,
just
man.
now
It's
realized.
okay, Alex.
I'm glad your popcorn is good, Walter.
My popcorn's
good.
good. Here's $2. That's awesome. You're in it. You're
Okay.
Yeah, when
So-
you're waning off of a huge addiction you've had for a while, it usually
Hey,
does
Matt.
happen to,
Yeah.
Matt, can
It's
you
tough.
PM me your address? That way I can just send you a pizza.
Don't send. I literally live in the middle of the country. There's nothing that delivers here, bro.
I've actually-
I bet you I can find somebody that delivers out there.
I've actually done that. The crazy part is I have given people that just watch
I
me
did-
and ask for a direct address.
I did that for you, Ty.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. I'm just giving my address out to random people. I'm like, yeah, go for it.
It's 10 o'clock in the middle of the country. Everybody's asleep here. Okay, I'm just gonna put you that out there.
Hey, I bet you I can probably pay somebody enough money to just drive a pizza out to you.
Don't worry.
Get on with your bad self.
I don't know. Out here, when it gets late, if Matt's like I am in rural parts, nah. As soon as it gets late, even the pizza places.
It could be the middle of the day, and there's one place in this town. The town's 3,000 people, and that's
Wait a minute.
miles away.
Matt, aren't you in the middle of the country or something?
Yeah, I'm in the middle. We call it BFE for a reason.
Dude, I remember, no
Alright.
joke. I used to live in North Carolina, Matt. Country. Used to drive 2 hours to get to the grocery store. It was horrible.
We're not going to update the Gentoo eBuild repository. We don't need to.
We don't need to do that.
Okay, so I need to
Yeah,
move on
so-
to reading news items, or no?
Yes, you can scroll down there. This walks you through. You don't have to do any of this, but this is letting you know about how to read news. And I'm going to be honest. I don't read the Portage news that much, but it occasionally can be important because if you have a bug or error, you with some new package, if you've recently updated, read the news because most likely it's saying, hey, like there might be a potential bug or
So it's
something
kind of like
that.
the front page of
Something like that,
archlinux.org.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Archlinux, but it's actually in your terminal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and nice.
All right, so moving on to choosing the right profile. Is this
Yep, just copy that command and put it in here in your terminal.
Okay.
Oh my god, I almost did WebRSync again.
Yeah.
I have like way
It's already
more.
set to desktop, so you don't really need to change anything unless you were going to like GNOME or KDE or something like that. You don't need to change.
You do want to check that though. You do want to check that. Make sure that the blue asterisk is on the right
Yes,
side.
yeah.
of
So I mean
the
that's
profile
it
because
is.
they
yeah
do
we're
goof on the profile.
we're doing that right now.
Okay, so
Yeah, they do goof on that.
So Matt, do you want to use Plasma or GNOME?
no, I'm going to use i3.
Perfect. Okay, then you don't need
All
to
right,
change
then you're
anything.
fine. Yeah.
So this stays the
If
same.
you scroll down, it's gonna cut like if you scroll down this page, a lot more of the page covers like one. It tells you how to change the profile is the next thing, but then when you go down, it kind of tells you, hey, so there's you have excuse me, you have options for profiles that have different things enabled, like no multi-lib or whatever. But if you keep scrolling down, the most important thing that we're going to do right now is that emerge update at world set. This is pretty much the biggest and most complicated thing about Linux or Gentoo. So paste that in and then emerge. This is essentially going to update everything on the system.
You're talking about this
and-
thing here, merge -- verbose.
Yeah.
Yep,
You
copy
want-
that degenerate command right there and put that in the terminal.
Okay.
Now
And
just
so-
see how many
You could also just
we have.
Say it again, Ben.
So, 25 packages. That won't take too long.
Nope. Yeah, this is going to be pretty fast. You're probably going to
That's
like
your
how
computer.
fast.
So do I do yes or just Y will work?
Just put a Y in. Yeah.
Just put a Y in there.
So, some of those
Yes.
programs are a little.
just enter.
All right.
Just so you know, Josh, you're breaking up pretty bad again.
Yeah.
He is. Well, that's also because he's driving this car, so it's,
Yep.
his connection's going to be shoddy.
All right, so this is going to take quite a while, and then after this is when it
The kernel.
pretty much is going to be like kind of done, but we're going to go through and do some more niceties for getting it set up and then installing your bootloader and such. But for the most part, after this, the time-consuming and complicated, like, fiasco that was the first part of this install, it's all over with. Now it's pretty much stuff you're used to.
And honestly, it wasn't that bad. Like,
Yeah, literally the worst part of this stream had nothing to do with Gentoo and everything to do with Pipewire.
Fuck you, Pipewire.
Yeah.
I think we all a pipe wire in the beginning. It's all we just gotta forget about it and have a good time
Pipewire
enjoying it.
is literally.
Yep. Ben's had great assistance, inputs. Everyone, has been.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
The only reason I'm still gonna do this, Ben. I very much apologize for the way that I talked to you earlier. But like the thing is, we did take 2 hours.
Certain things.
Yeah, we took 2 hours, so I didn't want to spend a lot of time explaining stuff just because. I mean, we already spent 2 hours. I mean, I don't want it to be like, yeah, that was a good first install, but it only took 12 hours to install.
Yeah. And Kuroko, that's understandable, but and Peng, I don't know if we're gonna get to X tonight because we've already spent 2 hours trying to get him set up with a to install as it is. So it's that.
Well, I
may or
mean,
may
we-
not happen.
Easy, fast, already done, and it's his best watch, and he's on almost 50 people still.
Yeah.
And I will say this much: if you do want to go ahead and install X and everything, you could pretty much end off the stream with as soon as you're done in installing and setting up Grub and everything. What you could do to end off the stream is just enter in the command for installing all of the programs that you want to install, like X server and some X apps and i3, NeoFetch, all the stuff that you want, and just run that command and then be like end it. Because I can pretty much guarantee you, since you're using BIOS, I would be astounded if it doesn't boot for some reason.
Yeah, because what you could do is you could set up it to where you could end it and then just install all that stuff overnight. And 'cause, I mean, I don't know how long that shit's gonna take.
Well, I can tell you it'll take unless you start pulling in like a lot of KDE stuff, like a lot.
Well, I was
You'll
gonna
be
suggest
fine.
him, Tyler, to go into his make.conf and say minus KDE so that and minus QT so that he doesn't pull in all that.
The only
Yeah.
KDE app that I need is Crusader, and I will die without it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because,
Crusader is going to take a minute to install. That's like Crusader is probably going to be one of the applications that takes the longest, only because it's so it's so
has a lot of
intensive.
KDE dependencies.
Right.
But I will say we'll go back into the make.conf and because we're going to have to add a few more things inside of the make.conf. But because
we can
you
do
have an
that off
AMD
this
GPU,
project.
correct?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, we're definitely going to need to add, we need to add video card flags so that it builds with support for certain video cards. We could do the inputs stuff, but we don't really need to do that. And then we could, we do need to do the accept licenses, so you never have to deal with that BS.
Yeah.
And because I know you're kind of like me, you'll accept any license as long as it's for a program that you want. Like,
yeah,
it's fine.
Yeah, you're likely to want.
But oh yeah, I'm sorry, I had a point with that. My bad. When you get when we get into that file, I'll show you or I'll talk again about when you're done with the stream and you're going to get up, stretch, and go do something for a few minutes. In the make.conf, we'll increase the number of threads to the maximum amount that your computer can do, and that way, when you run the command to install all your shit when you get up, most likely by the time you've stretched out, maybe had something to eat, like taking a shower or something, come back, it'll be completely done. You'll have everything installed.
Yeah. And I'm on a laptop with 16 gigs of RAM, so I don't have all my cores assigned to this because I don't believe it would handle that too good.
Yeah, but since Matt over here is the most ballin' with his RAM, I think he'll be fine.
Random
Yeah, he'll be
Chinese
fine to
memory
do
RAM.
that. But laptops use shared RAM with the GPU, so it's kind of...
Yeah.
So my last
that's a
attempt
real
at
thing.
installing Gentoo, which was my first attempt, which was before I believe I knew Tyler at all. The whole thing failed on installing Network Manager.
Yeah, Network Manager on a tower is kind of not necessary.
Oh yeah, we haven't ran into how to teach Matt how to auto a mask or to. Like,
That's
haven't gotten there
totally
yet,
fine because the first time he starts installing, I'm pretty sure as soon as you started installing like more graphical programs, you'll have to do it. But
it's not hard.
yeah, it's one of those things where it seems really confusing. Like, holy shit! Oh no, I gotta unmask, and it's literally you add something to the command, like, and then you run a dispatch dash conf, which is just telling like Portage, hey, I've updated the config files to like let me do something.
Right.
And then you just rerun the original command and it installs.
Yeah, Gentoo seems like it's daunting, but after you've ran it a couple of times, it's not as bad as it looks.
Really, I think Ben, to even make your statement like even more like overtly true, try LFS and then tell me Gentoo is complicated.
Freaking worse than. I will say LFS makes Gentoo a walk in the freaking park.
It's child's play compared to LFS.
Yeah. Even Dos Gregor, the Mr. Gentoo more than me, says that is the truest statement or nothing further from the truth.
Steve in chat said, I'll have a wife and kids by the time he gets LFS installed.
Unlikely.
Because I have literally installed LFS in 6 hours before. And
Jeez.
I'm like, and dude, I am like, my hands were almost numb by then. And that's without a GUI on top.
It only took us like what, 36 hours?
Yeah, and that's because we were streaming it. If we hadn't been streaming it, it would have been done a lot less time than that.
Yeah. COVID trials said the last time I used Gentoo, I suffered from cyclical or circular dependencies. Okay, on Gentoo, you will definitely have circular dependency issues with some packages. And the issue that you have is very simple to fix if you know how to read Portage's output, which most people don't. They don't understand what it's talking about. When you run a command and you get circular dependencies, the two applications that's running in a loop that it's trying to install will be like highlighted green or something, and they're indented under each other. And when you see that in the output of Portage, right underneath that is where it'll say like Portage thinks, or something along those lines. Like, we think if you change this use flag here, it'll install. It might be minus a certain flag or just plus, or just the flag. What you do is you change the use flag for that package, and then re-emerge the package that it's saying if you emerged it with, it would fix the circular dependency. Again, this all sounds very complicated because it's hard to explain, but it's really simple. As soon as Portage tells you what the circular dependency issue is and what flag it thinks you should install, if you just go into your etc portage package.use folder, you create a file with whatever you need to install. Like, then just name it whatever the name of the program is. And then you put the name of the program in whatever folder it's in on the repository. Like, programs will be like media-libs / I don't know, Big Tits McGee. I have no idea what program you're trying to install, but there you go. It'll have like a folder with a / in front of it. You put the full name of the package from Portage, that's what that is, because they go in categories, and then you grab the program. So you put the category and the name of the program, and then the use flag in that file. You rerun the command. It'll install the program that you wanted to, fix the circular dependencies. As soon as that's done, go delete that file, and then reemerge whatever program you needed to add the flag to, so that it doesn't cause any issues later on, and you're off to the races. That sounds very complicated and a lot of work, but trust me, it's really not. It's just explaining it is a lot more difficult than doing it.
All right, Tyler. Now that you've explained that, what's next?
All right. And I won't say this is the fun part, because I really honestly don't know what we need to do next. Cause no, we do. We could go in there.
According to the thing, configuring use variables
flags,
next.
But the reality is, Matt, is that the profile
you don't need
selected has majority of them covered.
Yeah, you won't need them. So skip the use flags part, because we don't need to add in
the use variable. You mean?
Yeah, the
use variable, use flag. Yeah, it's the same.
It's probably the same.
So do we need and we don't need to do the accept license? You said we don't need to do that.
We do. We are going to go ahead and do that.
Okay.
Because that'll keep weird issues from happening. So just vim.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Vim into /etc /portage yeah, thank you. My brain totally farted there.
Yeah,
Vim's not found. Yeah, that's no problem. All right, so let's emerge Vim. So just type out emerge Vim, and then this is what's super simple. Just run that.
So this is how you would install a package.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes. Now, like we said, certain programs will require you to install with --auto and mask-right, but Vim doesn't.
Is there a place on the Gentoo like the Arch wiki has like a whole database of all the programs and stuff like that?
You can search Portage from the command line, or if you search Gentoo packages, you'll find it on their website.
And that will tell me when I need those flags that he was just talking about.
Yes, because
Portage is very good about that, and when a program is quote unquote masked or blocked, Gentoo will tell you about that with installing.
Here's what I'll go ahead and say. If the program you're going to install has to do with video or audio, streaming wise, stuff like that, most likely before you merge it, you're going to want to go to the page and see its available use flags, because there's probably some that aren't by default in the desktop profile and you want to add. A good example of that is OBS, because there's plenty of flags in OBS that aren't there by default, but are pretty freaking nice to have.
Oh yeah. All right, so now I've got Vim installed, so try and edit your make.
Yeah, now you can arrow back up and try running that Vim command.
Let's see, portage, make.
I don't see the Vim command that I'm supposed to be using. Is it?
Scroll
No,
down.
it's
No,
well,
that's
for one,
Nano.
scroll
Don't wanna
down.
mess with that.
Scroll down.
Scroll down. Scroll down. Scroll
Yeah.
down. Oh wait, hold on. Never mind.
Wait, go back up.
So like look, it's right there in front of you. You see the Etsy portage make.conf with the accept license thing? Below that. Below where your mouse is. Below. Yeah, right there. Right there.
And
you
then-
see it? Do you see the file?
Okay.
That's the file that we're
All
opening.
right.
Make.conf.
All right, and the one we want
Now,
is
underneath make ops, add accept underscore license. Yeah, but no, all capital letters. Accept license equals quote star quote. And that's it.
okay.
And that's going to accept everything, because generally, I'll let Tyler explain why we want to accept it.
Okay.
Well, everything can be licensed different. You're probably not.
That way you can. It's
Yeah,
basically
that's
saying you can
probably
get the
not a good
non-free
idea.
stuff, right? That's
Yeah,
basically what that
yeah.
means.
You're
Okay.
essentially saying I don't care what the freaking license is. If I want to install it, you fucking let me.
It's like adding the non-free repos in like Fedora or something.
Or Fedora, Debian.
Kind of similar, yeah.
Okay, so I can quit.
And now the next thing that you want to do is add video underscore cards.
Okay,
and-
Tyler, you broke up there, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, sorry. Put in on the next available line, add in video cards, and that's video underscore cards.
So all capital letters again.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, and then equals.
Equals quotes.
Yeah, you're gonna do equals quotes, and let me just
He's got an AMD card inside his
Yep,
system.
RX 580.
RX 580.
Yes, but let me make this clear. You're going to want to do Radeon and AMD GPU.
Yeah, that's it.
So Radeon, all small letters or big, all capital letters?
All lowercase, and I'd start with AMD GPU because that's the new one. So you want to make sure that it builds for that first, and then uses Radeon.
Okay,
Right.
I mean, I don't think the order of them matters, but still. Like,
and then end quotes, right?
Yep.
And that's
Yes,
what
that in the quotes.
and that's what that should look like.
Yep.
There doesn't need to be a comma or anything in between them.
Nothing,
No.
Okay.
Just space.
Nothing else.
All right, and then I can save and quit this, or just save.
Save and quit.
Save.
Okay. Next.
All right, and now after you've added that, we're going to go ahead and do something. We probably don't need to do this, but it's a very good idea to go ahead after adding that video card. Go ahead and rerun the emerge command, or actually, let me just go ahead and give you a shorter version that won't do as egregious stuff as the first one. So type in emerge -- ask --
Changed with a D.
yes, with a D. Yeah.
Okay.
Change that.
Changed - use, and then space -- deep, like giving it to her deep. Yeah, there you go. And then at world
I don't know. That world.
Wait,
and run it.
That's right.
And this is just going to check to see. So we've got two things, Mesa and libdrm, that need to be updated.
That needs
I would like to interject for a moment.
Mhm.
It's Radeon SI, not Radeon.
Oh shit! No, well, no. According to
Read the Gentoo wiki, the Xorg document. It tells you which one to use.
Really?
Yes.
I'm on Gentoo's site here, and it says under the video cards, it says to use. There's Intel, Nvidia, Radeon, and Vesa.
Yeah.
Yeah, the driver is called Radeon SI.
Yeah, I know, but that's okay. The video card flag for it is Radeon. I'm sure both of them work because they both tie to the same thing.
Yeah. Let's just leave it because he's already set the flag, so it doesn't matter.
Well, I mean, this is what I used before, and it worked fine. So.
Yeah. That's totally acceptable.
My
It's only
computer
that
sounds like an
confusing
airplane
more anyway.
carrier.
Don't know if they were too mess with it.
I mean, again, they're both to the same. As according to what I'm reading here, they're the same.
They both do the same function.
Yeah. Because it even pulled in Radeon SI for
Yeah.
Mesa.
Yeah, so it's not good.
But hopefully this won't take too long. But this is like graphic stuff, so it's kind like if you're ever gonna like actually use the Gentoo install to like do some like meaningful graphical stuff, this will be important.
Yeah, it will be.
All right, mine just ended.
Yeah. I'm still waiting for the world updates to compile.
Oh, fun.
It's still on LLVM right now.
Okay,
well, I'm
so
only playing.
after that, now we are going to go. Oh no, you're good. You're good. Do you want to finish? My bad, I cut you off.
Yeah, I was just saying. Yeah, do the zone info here. That's your next step.
Yeah. So just go ahead. You really don't need to ls it because I mean I'm pretty sure you know what you use, like America /
Detroit,
Chicago or whatever.
Yep.
For me, it's Chicago.
So I need to. Do I need to do the echo thing here?
Yes, you do. Yeah,
But I need to change the.
Yeah. You're gonna change it.
Change this to what I needed to do. Okay.
Yeah, it's just like Arch, but a little bit different.
You know, just a tiny bit different.
Detroit. Okay.
America / Chicago.
And for me, it's Eastern.
And then now what you're going to do is run the next command, the emerge -config syslibs thing.
Okay.
And that's going to move over all the stuff. It kind of does the same thing that the really long command that you run on Arch does. It's broken up into two small.
And I skipped the systemd thing, right? Okay.
Yep. And now we're going to do the locale generation.
So we're gonna just the.
I would not copy that. I would just vim to /etc /locale.
Yeah, just vim it. Let's see locale. .gen.
And then just go in there and.
Oh, with an E.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you for catching that. I do that in Arch all the time too, by the way.
Okay.
Okay. And then
Now.
Just scroll down and uncomment that UTF-8 line.
The second one. Yeah.
okay.
And then save it.
Okay.
And then it's pretty much the same as on Arch. You're just going to do the locale -gen.
Yeah, locale -gen.
Like that.
And
also you want to do the E-select locale line as well.
just go ahead and press enter on that locale -gen. Because you want to run that.
Press enter on that.
Okay. And then do this thing here.
Yep.
Yes,
Copy the
E-select
E-select
locale.
locale list.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then now we're going to do the E-select locale set. Copy that command, but change the number
To 4.
to, whatever the EN UTF-8 is.
Okay.
It's actually 4 on my system too.
Okay.
And then because we changed our locales and all that shit, we need to copy the command that's env update and all that stuff. Copy that command and run it, because that's going to reload everything.
So this one here.
Yep.
Okay. I'm trying to make sure. Oh, okay. I know what that is. All right. I'm trying to make sure that as we go through and do this, that I know actually what the command is doing, so I can just copy and pasting doesn't actually make a lot of sense.
Yeah, that is
Yes, it does.
good way of going.
It saves a lot of hassle.
Yeah. So, luckily, we're not going to do the kernel in a difficult way. So, continue on to configuring the kernel, and this command might take a second to run. It's the Linux firmware command.
Yeah. You're gonna
and-
want that because it contains a lot of hardware devices.
Yes.
So,
And just because I know this, go ahead and run it because it'll take a minute to do. Typically it does. It depends. It could be really.
it depends on the machine.
Yeah. But typically, even for me, it takes a little minute.
It takes
But the important thing to remember that why this is different than Arch. Arch requires that you download Intel and AMD U code. On Gentoo, AMD U code is built directly into the firmware package. So if you have an AMD CPU, you do not need to download the microcode elsewhere. It is in this firmware package. Just so you know, because like Arch likes to break it up to an Intel microcode or Intel U code, and then AMD U code. So it's all put into one package here.
That's done.
All right, cool. Now comes the kernel.
Yes, we are going to install the Gentoo sources. So
this one here.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna up my make flags a bit because that world update was taking way too damn long. And also I have a shit ton of use flags that I'm gonna comment out because I don't think are really.
Wow, that moment when you forgot it, like you put ask in the command, so it kind of sits there and does nothing until you respond to it. Whoops. And the next part after that, this part's going to be very important. A lot of people skip this because they think that they don't need to do it because they just have one kernel. So don't do that. Copy the eSelect kernel list and run that. And
if you don't, then your kernel will fail.
Yep.
Okay.
And then we're going to copy the eSelect kernel set1 and paste that in.
And that's a fairly up-to-date kernel, so we don't got to worry about changing versions or anything.
Yeah. Just do ls, copy the ls part, and make sure that the user/source is linked to the Linux 15.26 Gentoo kernel.
All right, and it looks like it is.
Cool. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to have to scroll down a bit because we're going to skip entirely the manual configuration. And we're also going to skip the alternative Gentoo one. And then we're going to go down here to the using distribution kernels.
Distribution.
Okay, so this part here, okay.
Yes. So the first two commands, when using traditional bootloader, the Gentoo variable install default. So you can skip the first two because we don't need these. And we're
they're
going
for
to
System
install. Wait, I'm sorry.
The first one's for System D. That's the reason why I was skipping. Okay.
Yeah. And then the second one is just in case you're in doubt that you have the correct kernel, but you've got it.
Okay.
I'm not in doubt for you. So just copy the emerge syskernel Gentoo kernel command. Or excuse me. Hold on. Let's not make this longer than it needs to be. Copy the second one, which is the binary version. Copy that.
The Gentoo kernel bin.
Yeah, that's going to take a lot less time.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so we'll just emerge that.
Yeah, because the kernel non-binary, I'm not prepared to wait through that crap.
Yeah. And so essentially what this is going to do is it's going to be distribution Gentoo kernel, and it not only is it going to emerge it and install it, but it's also going to switch over the eSelect one to this new kernel. So after we're done with this, we literally just have to clean up after
modules
ourselves.
and whatnot.
Yeah.
Okay. I have not seen Ram Jam in the chat, so I'm. Hopefully he'll watch the replay because he actually paid for this. So.
Oh, that's a good point.
He was online earlier, so in the Discord. Robert, I mean,
I like how JR said that. Like, well, here goes the next hour. Like, no, this kernel's gonna take no time.
No
It's
time.
I'm already on the third to last part of it. Oh yeah, see, it's going through and building the init RAMFS right now. Yeah.
Paul, you probably make a good point about it defeating the purpose of using Gentoo. But the problem is, if you guys want to actually see me do this, it has to be in a reasonable amount of time.
Yeah.
Well, see, the thing is I've never understood that because no, it doesn't kind of defeat the purpose of Gentoo. The point of Gentoo is not to use a custom kernel; it's to control your packages a lot. Like that's the point of Gentoo.
Yeah, it's about total control of your operating system and your hardware. That's
Yeah.
so. It doesn't matter if you use a compiled kernel or a binary kernel whatsoever.
Okay,
And
that's
again, for everybody in chat, if I respond to you and I sound like I'm pissed off or short, I'm really not. It's just I'm trying to cut back on smoking, so it's kind of making me into a dick. Like, so
yeah.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna go with the whole "you were a dick in the first place." Sorry,
I
guys.
mean, you're probably right, if we're being honest.
It's okay. I forgive him.
I've definitely gotten to be a bigger one.
I mean, that's the whole goal, right? Is
But,
to be a...
you know,
Yeah. You're right. You're right.
All right, what's next?
I mean, cutting
All right,
back
so-
on any addiction can be harmful and helpful in some ways.
The deep clean part.
Yep. Go ahead and run that. And it's going to give you like unmerging in 5, 4, 3. Just don't press anything.
And then the computer explodes.
Yep.
Then it goes.
It detonates 90.
Yeah.
Like, what? Could you imagine if there was such thing as software IED? I guarantee that'll be something like one day.
Have you ever
Like where you can just be browsing and come across something and it explodes and kills your entire computer.
Have you seen the beginning of the I think it's the 4th Die Hard movie?
Oh Lord.
No, actually, I didn't even know there was a 4th Die Hard movie.
There's a 5th
I
Die
thought
Hard
it was
movie too, but nobody's ever seen it.
Really?
Did not know that. Oh yeah, and also you can run the emerge prune command next.
Okay.
You don't really have to run this, but it makes sure you don't have a whole bunch of older kernels,
Kernel
which you
run your
shouldn't.
system.
Yeah.
Which right now you should not.
Okay.
And it doesn't.
Yeah.
So,
I don't remember what I was going to
go
say.
down.
Oh, the
You don't
Die
have to
Hard
worry
movie.
about the sysconfig kernel. You don't have to worry about that.
Yeah. All of the next stuff like module rebuilds, all that stuff, you don't need to do any of.
So I'm
Because you're not using ZFS or something.
so I'm skipping this stuff here. Okay.
Yeah, skip all of that and
And
go to the configure system.
Configuring.
The system, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Now this is where it can get a little wonky.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Creating the FS tab. Oh god.
Yeah, because now we're gonna have to create the FS tab.
And there's nothing cool like GenFS tab as an
There's
art.
nothing like that on Gentoo. No.
Lame.
So kind of the first thing that I will say is load up an extra terminal, and then inside of this extra terminal, run blkid.
Yeah, that's gonna save you a lot of hell.
Say it again.
Yeah.
Tell me the command again, Tyler. You cut out.
Oh, I'm sorry. blk id.
ID.
Yep, blk id.
Okay.
That's gonna list all your hard
Block
drive
devices.
UIDs and what.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yep. And so
Please tell me we don't have to include the loopback devices.
No.
So take your extra or go back over to where you need to be.
Okay.
And vim into /etc/fs tab. And in here, you're going to want to copy over the UUIDs for the specific drives that you want to mount. So the first one, let me see. Let me go down here and I'll do it with you. Let me zoom out just a little bit. All right. So first one, I'm going to copy my UUID from my root device, which for me is hold on. What? Why do I not see my block device name for the P1?
Yeah. Okay.
Huh? Huh.
That does. Well, one thing you can do, Matt, is if you hit up on that block ID command, you can do block ID /dev/SDB, and that might.
I think that's supposed to give you just the stuff. No.
No, it didn't. Okay, try hitting up, and then going in between there and doing like a pipe, like above.
Well, no, because I mean, like I can see SDB2 and B3 are at the very bottom, and then
they're at the
SDB1
bottom.
he's already got.
Okay, never mind. Okay, so go copy that UUID right there under SDB1. Just copy that.
Okay.
And then go into your Fs tab. Then
Delete the label equals boot part.
Delete the label equals boot.
Yeah, and then just paste your no, not the entire line.
Not like that. Cancel out of this. Cancel out of this.
Just press X and remove the label
Press
equals
X
boot
and
part.
And remove the label. Just the label part, not the whole line. Just the label. So backspace up to. Keep going. Stop. Okay, now paste the UID this line.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Now go back to the first beginning of that line, and you want to do UUID equals just like how it's done below.
Just like how it's
which
done
you typed
below
in.
that one.
Okay.
UID equals. Okay, there you go.
Yep, and that should be good.
And I just do that for just the boot drive?
No, also for the root device.
No, you want to do that for the root and for the swap.
Okay.
You do that for how many partitions you're assigning to Gentoo.
Okay, so
SDB2 is on the very bottom.
Yeah, the rest of your drives are at the very bottom. SDB2, that's your swap. Copy the entire UUID equals and then quotes.
UID equals and then everything.
Yeah.
So just this part here.
Just
that part, because you're just copying the UUIDs. That's better than using /dev like that, because if you unplug drives and stuff, it can change.
Right. So go to where it says UID on the bottom there.
You dropped out,
Ben.
Ben.
There's the hash mark next to it. No.
Okay.
Back up one. And then, no. On that UID line, delete or just press X before it. And then where it says UID, delete everything there. Wait. Okay. Now paste what you copied. There you go.
Yep. And now just get rid of the quotes.
Yeah, get rid of those quotes. Yeah.
Okay.
And
at the end. Yeah.
At the very end.
I'm not used to having my freaking arrow keys enabled. It's really freaking me out.
Okay. Now we do the same process for swap.
Yep.
So go back to your other terminal. Copy the one. Oh, wait a minute.
That was a
Wait
swap.
a minute. I think we told you to copy your SDB. Wasn't your SDB2 his swap, Tyler?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Why did you have him put it on?
I told him to copy the SDB2.
Oh,
As root.
Yeah. Okay. So Matt, you got to delete that and put the SDB3 you just copied into that one. I'm sorry. Okay.
Make sure that's the right one.
Out of there.
AEF3.
Yep, that's it.
Now SDB2 is the swap, so you got to copy that one.
That's it.
Okay.
That's correct.
All right, and I got rid of the quotes again.
Delete the quotes.
Wait, guys, he's got the quotes.
Yeah.
We're gonna. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Now the next one you want to paste in is the swap.
Yeah.
So
am I gonna need this other stuff along the side here? But we could change it.
Yes,
So
you do.
Okay.
Rats.
And
You know,
then we need
the-
this.
Wait a minute, Matt. Go back a second.
Just a
Go back
second.
to your pen. You pasted the UID for the.
Yeah, you pasted the same one.
I know. I just yanked it, so I don't have to type it all in again.
Yeah, but the problem is you have to change all the stuff to swap, and
Yeah, it makes me feel better.
that's fine.
Okay.
All right.
And this one here is gonna have to.
change all that on that like to reflect on it.
So this. Wait a minute. Is
Just put none. Like it, and then change ext4 to swap, and then
I could have just copied that line. I didn't even see that other line there.
just change all that. Yeah, to where like it has underneath.
Okay. And then does this stay the 0
No,
0?
That ext4 needs to be swapped.
Right.
Yeah,
I just did that.
swap, and then change that to swap,
Okay.
and then no wait time to SW.
Testing.
Damn it! Get out of insert mode, Matt. You know how to use Vim.
Or just hand type it. It's not gonna matter.
Okay. And then does this go to the 0 0?
Yes. 0 and 0, and then now your F's tab is done.
Okay. And then write and quit out of this, right?
Right.
Yep.
Okay. And I can close this
Okay,
other terminal.
Now we can move on in the book.
Okay.
Okay, so now you want to set up a root password.
Freaking god. I/.
Come down.
Oh no. No, I'm talking to the terminal. It didn't want to listen to me.
Networking. Okay. So now you want to set up a host name for the machine.
So we're doing
So
this
just
this part
vim
here.
into your etcconf host name.
This is going to be basically the same as Arch, yeah?
Correct. Yeah, but it's in a one more folder. So conf.d/host name.
Okay.
And then change this to whatever you want it to be. It can be like Gentoo box or whatever you want it to be called.
I usually go with
Be
Grid.
like Gentoo PC, Gentoo box.
I'm going to name it
Thor.
Thor.
Okay, that's fine.
I always name it
Alright.
after a god of some kind. Usually it's Greek, but I've moved on to Norse.
That's fine. Okay, so now hit up and change that to net. And it doesn't create by default, so you have to make it. So,
It's like this.
yeah. And now if you want to use DHCP or Network Manager or something like that, you don't have to do this. So you don't have to worry about this file in theory. It's just like if you're using static IP or something.
Wait, if I do this and then end up using Network Manager later, is it going to F me over?
It's not going to mess you up.
No.
Okay.
Keep
So I
out of
just...
this, 'cause it's not going to matter if you don't have a domain name on your network generally, so don't.
So don't do this.
No. Just quit out of it. Just keep going.
Okay.
And then come down. Yeah, that's for system D. Don't worry about any of that. Okay. Stop right here. This is for automatic networking until we can get Network Manager installed, because that's going to take a bit. I would say just emerge DHCP for now.
So this one here.
Yes.
Right. Because, you know, as well as I do, Tyler, that Network Manager takes a while.
Yep.
Alright, so press yes. And now we just wait. Because this is like the quickest way to get an Ethernet address. But unless you do use Wi-Fi,
No, I'm plugged in.
you're in Ethernet. Okay. And then just copy the RC update add command. And you don't need to do the DHCP start because that'll happen. So move on down.
So we don't... This is for
You
System
don't
T.
need to do any of that.
Yep, okay. So
Alright. Yeah, you want to do that.
what does this do?
It's yeah, a DHCP client. Well, we've already done that. So honestly, you probably could just skip that, but it's probably best just to have it anyways.
Okay, we'll just do it.
Like yes, okay. Now you don't need to do that.
Don't need to do the nano this
Yeah,
thing here?
No, don't do that.
Okay.
But let's see. Oh wow, okay, yeah. We're gonna have to do ifconfig in your thing here just to see what your device name is.
No, he shouldn't need to do that. He's got DHCPC.
Yeah,
It's
you've
fine.
got DHCP, so you'll need to run that.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Now you do want to go ahead and run that because
You'll
that's
need to
going to
do it,
automatically start. Wait,
That'll
hold on.
automatically
Scroll
run.
up. Scroll up. I want to see what this is under.
This
Keep
is
scrolling.
under the networking information.
Oh wait, no, this is under NetIFRC. You're not using this. So
You're
keep
not
scrolling.
using that, so just come down.
Keep scrolling. Skip that. You
Keep
don't
going
need it.
down the host file. Okay.
There you go.
Now, if you plan on using a browser, this is kind of necessary.
oh, okay.
So, daemons etc hosts.
Okay.
Okay. This is a little bit tricky because you have to get this exactly right, or else you're not gonna have a good running. So, yeah, just go down in this file to .0.0.1 and just copy it line for line, but you have to replace tux.home-network to your hostname.
Okay, so do I,
So just go up to 1.7.0.1.
okay.
Top line. Yeah, that one right there. Yeah.
Okay.
And then where it says just before
Wait, hold on. I think Ben had you skip the configuring net file. You're going to need to do that.
yeah, he's gonna need to do that. We'll come back to that. Let's just get this done.
Okay, so I just need to change this line so that
To reflect your host name.
so Thor.
Okay, so what you need to write is whatever your host name was. Write that out.
Or
And
and then space.
And then dot Thor dot home network
home network.
space Thor
Yeah.
and then
Space
space localhost. And that's all you need to change.
and so I'm writing quit out of this.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then go back up.
Go back up and do the network device.
Yeah. Under network
Stop.
information.
Go. I'll get this one, Tyler. Go down.
No, he needs to go up.
This one right here.
No, you need to go up.
You need to go up a little more. Yeah. I already had him at DHCP.
Because we did this.
Yeah, we did that.
We did this. We did not
Right
need to,
under network information.
Yeah, right under that. We
Scroll up. Yeah, should be there.
yeah, right there. Yeah.
Host name and then conf.net, conf.d.net or net or
Open
whatever.
that up.
okay.
Yeah.
Into etcconf.d/net, right?
Yep.
Okay, and then just
And
copy.
then copy. Yeah, just copy it.
Just copy it.
Doesn't need any extra lines or anything like that.
Nope.
No.
Okay.
And since in that other file you just called it home network too, it'll be fine.
Okay, and then
Yep. All right.
what about this NIS domain? I don't need to do that.
That is what I initially thought Ben was telling you about. That is like you will only
No,
need
you
an
don't need to
NIS
do that,
domain.
no.
Like you will only need that if you're like in a very very much enterprise environment.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just scroll down. And okay. Yeah, that's static IP definition.
Yeah.
we
So
did-
just go back down to the host file. That's where you were. So you can go ahead and do PCM CIA.
But that's for like very old devices. You don't need to
Yeah,
do that.
I genuinely would recommend if you need this package, get rid of that freaking hardware and stop using it because you probably don't need it at home. Like it maybe if it's an enterprise environment, maybe, but yeah, for most people, you're not going to need it.
Okay.
So just go ahead and run pass and set up. And let me just say one beautiful thing about Gentoo is it will not let you do simple passwords at all. You have to use a secure password.
Yeah, there is a way to change that, but it's kind of convoluted, so just use a longer password.
I recommend using something that has at least one capital letter in it and one special character.
All right, there you go. So now we don't need to mess with the rc.conf for the key maps, so just edit your clock file.
All right. Say that again, Ben. I'm sorry.
Go to your etcconf.d hardware clock in Vim.
So we're doing this line here. We don't need to do these two?
You don't need to do those. No.
Okay.
So this.
So vim /etc conf.d and then hardware clock. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, what am I doing here?
And it's already set to UTC, so you don't really need to mess with anything.
Yeah, you just want to check and make sure that it's set to UTC.
Okay.
That can cause some problems if it's not.
All right.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, the only time you want to mess with that is if you're dual booting.
okay. So installing tools next, yeah?
Yeah.
And now this part, a lot of the stuff here is completely optional, but the sysk log d, I would definitely go ahead and do that, just so you have a system logger. Like,
Yeah.
if you want to debug stuff.
Cron daemon, you don't need to do that.
So I need to emerge that, right?
Right.
This first one here?
Yeah.
The first one.
Okay.
That's really all you would want to do from this page, unless you want mlocate or something like that, which is very.
What about the cron daemon?
You don't need that.
That's only if you know that you use cron all the time and need it.
I use cron all the time.
Well, then go ahead and install
this is going to be a week, so I don't need to worry about it too much. I'll just do a manual backup.
All right. So add the. Add that to default.
Do the RC this here?
Yeah.
Yes, that is the equivalent of your sys or system CTL.
Okay. That's going to take some getting used to.
Alright, and then go to the next page. You don't need to do any of this other stuff.
None of this stuff needs to be done.
Nah.
Okay.
Did you get mlocate?
Mlocate can come in handy. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I would recommend getting mlocate.
Where's that?
Scroll back up to right above. Yep, they're right there. File indexing.
File indexing.
This one here?
Yep.
Okay.
And then if you're like me, I also add SSH script to run level.
That's only if you're accessing stuff.
Yeah.
I don't. Wait a minute. So if
if you don't SSH into it, then don't worry.
Will I need this SSH in order to use Git?
No. That's to SSH into the computer.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So
now I can go to
installing grub.
So we're moving on to the next thing.
Yes, configuring the bootloader.
Okay.
And so go down to grub 2 and then just copy and paste that command.
Okay.
Because Lilo is so old and it's not worth using it.
TFL says sod mlocate.
Yeah.
So let's emerge.
Okay, we have been streaming for 2 hours and 39 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, it's pulling in the EFI stuff. Water. Now it's installing grub itself. That's good.
Oh, yeah. Good water.
Oh shit! I'm using EFI. I forgot. I'm gonna have to add the. I'm gonna have to redo this emerge because I'm gonna have to echo the grub platforms.
Yeah.
Into...
I'm still waiting for LLVM, by the way, y'all.
I'm glad that's not my experience. I would have given up by now. If I was still way back there, I would have just said, fuck y'all, I'm done.
Yeah.
I mean, the cool part is we're pretty much done.
Like, you said that an hour ago, by the way. I'm just putting this out.
Yeah.
Well, no. An hour ago, I was being serious because we were done with all the thought parts that will take long, like where you can't do anything and you just have to sit there. Trust me, before the desktop profile came with so much stuff, including Rustbin, oh my God, you have no idea how long you would just sit there and look at a command for. So long. Especially if you didn't install Rustbin before you did that. Like, oh, it was miserable.
Yeah, it was. You had to do a lot more steps before the desktop profile was in the stage 3.
Mm-hmm.
And it was horrendous. Yeah.
Okay, what's next?
Now,
Do the actual install.
okay, scroll down. Scroll down.
Do I need to do any of this stuff here?
No, you don't need to do that. That's for EFI.
EFI, right? Okay.
Okay, so just copy the grub install /dev, but change that to SDD.
Okay.
If you don't,
That'd suck. That would suck.
yeah, because then you'd overwrite grub over your Arco install.
Okay, yeah, that's similar to what Arch is, right? Yeah.
Right, and it's roughly the same for the grub make config as well. But go down, keep going down, where it says configure, just copy that command.
Okay. Yep. This is the same, basically the same. Yep.
Yep, so just install it. Now it's not going to detect your Arch boot, so anytime you want to boot into that, you're going to have to just access your BIOS.
That's fine. Every time I update Arco, it'll run OS Prober, and I'll use that.
Way to pick up Gentoo.
Yep.
All right, so now
skip the Lilo stuff.
Install is over, except for the fact you want to install a GUI and all that. So before we do that, I would recommend exiting and just running reboot to see if it actually boots before we do anything else.
Okay, so that will actually allow. So we should. That'll
just reboot into Gentoo before coming back and resuming the stream, because honestly, I just want to be sure that this loads before we go any further.
Okay, so it'll take me into a TTY just like an Arch install would, right?
Right.
Yeah, right. You'll be dropped straight into it.
You'll be dropped into a terminal.
All right. So y'all hear that in the chat? The stream is going to go down for probably 3 or 4 minutes because Kubuntu takes forever to shut down. By the way.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Good luck.
All right. Okay, I should be back. Can everybody let me know if you hear me? I'm getting no yays or nays. Is anybody even still watching the stream? You can hear me. Good. Excellent. How's the audio, Vom? Because I had to go through and re-add the gain and everything. Like, I was in a live environment and they just told me to shut down, so of course Matt did. And I lost everything because live environments don't save everything. I should have used something that was, would actually do that, but no. Okay. Now I need to also install Pulse Mixer because of course I do. Sudo apt install Pulse Mixer. And that way I can do this and use it as default F2. Okay, got my audio levels back, and then I can go back and do this and I feel welcome, guys. I'm for love of all that's holy. Okay.
Your audio's only coming through the left. Don't try and fix it.
It's easy. Advanced properties, select mono, close, and that should fix it. Ta-da! I'm good at fixing that problem. Okay. All right. Now I can move this over here. No, I'm still in Kubuntu, man. That's the reason why I couldn't stream from Arco, remember? Oh, I'm sure. Gentoo handbook. So we got to go back all the way, find out how we were. Okay. Okay. So we got to go down here to finalizing the installation. Okay. Yeah, you're going to have to tell me how to do that. I don't remember. Yeah, I'll do that. Fine. I gotta.
Yeah, because if we watch the live stream,
It's gonna be behind, right? Screens, dude. Done. Okay.
And I need to go back through here and find out because I can't remember where we see
it's
stage 3.
I've got
I think it's
The others are very quiet. Cannot hear the others. Because of course you can.
post-install tool mat that I would recommend to you for faster emerge searches is called EIX.
Hold on. Don't tell me anything. The reason why. Hold on a second. I need to. Where's this other one? That's other here, and then go to F2. The reason why the Discord stuff is coming through quiet is because it's not coming through desktop audio. Because of course it's not. It's coming through my mic. I thought I thought we had the audio problems all figured out. Okay. I don't even know how to fix that.
fixing it would probably be a lot easier with well, actually, just click on your the voice icon down there in the bottom, like at the bottom of your Kate toolbar where it's got the voice icon. Click on that, and then see if you can change the default output device. Well, I mean, wait.
Is PAView can? Wait a minute. Let's just go to settings. It'll be easier to do it here. Ah, fuck off. Why is Plasma search so bad? System set. Like you type in settings, system settings should be the first thing that it shows you, not activity settings. Who gives a fuck about activity settings? Okay, we're working on the audio, guys. Just give me a second. The audio devices here. So playback devices. That's right. Output devices should be. It's going to my. So it should be this. No, it's not even listing my built-in sound card, dude. What the fuck? What?
I'm at this point maybe a little bit convinced that like just your sound card is dying.
It works fine when I'm not streaming. Like it's perfectly fine anytime I'm not talking to you, Tyler. Actually. Alright. Where's he? Because like okay, so the output devices and here, it's showing up here in Pulse Mixer. And that should be, but we're looking for input here. So let's just go to input. Input, it's listing the Brio, the DAC, and the Scarlet Solo. Let's go to applications here. Right, but the desktop audio should be coming from the computer. OBS, desktop audio. It's only listing the Brio and the Scarlet Solo. It's not listing the Starship.
Check and see if you can go into OBS and add a source for a like pulse audio output, and then if you can do that, set the pulse audio output to the desktop audio that you need it to be.
Let's see. So would that be audio capture output, audio output capture, right?
Yep.
Okay, and then default but not Starship. Okay.
Okay. So now people have to tell us if it's.
Yeah, it's not getting any levels at all. Okay. I don't know what the fuck's going on there. That's just fucked up. Like it was working before I did a reboot.
Which is definitely the weird part.
So hardware doesn't go bad that fast, okay?
I'm confused because why do you need an input? If you're trying to capture the desktop audio, it should be an output.
Right, and that's what we're trying. That's what I just assigned in properties.
Yes, but in settings, your default audio device for an output is not
Fixed
your
it.
line out.
I just
Okay.
Oh, good.
Okay. Can you guys hear the guys now?
Hopefully.
Talk, fellas.
We are talking. This is me talking. Is it good? Do I sound terrible? I know I'm a terrible person, but do I sound just as terrible as I am?
Okay. Chat.
Chat killed his PC with Gentoo.
Yeah, it's probably true. What's the difference between Gentoo and Arch? Arch is better.
Yeah. Okay. So tell me again how much you like Pipewire, and then tell me again why you love Arch.
Good point. Okay, so it looks like everybody can hear you. For fuck's sake, guys, just shoot my audio now, or shoot me now. It'd be better.
Shoot him now. Yeah, everyone can hear you.
Oh, for fuck's sake! I don't even. Do I even want to? I have got to stand up. Give me a second.
Yeah,
All right.
stretch. I went and smoked, so I should be a much more tame guy. I've got my nicotine fix.
All right.
If I never see Gentoo again, I'm gonna be very, very happy, man.
Yeah, Arch is fine. I mean, I just don't like the fact that they're switching over to Pipewire already,
Yeah,
because that's not good. Like for streamers and shit like that.
Yeah. I mean, you
Pipewire
can
is
still
highly
get pulse
unreliable.
audio on Arch, can't you?
Well, Walter, to answer that, so does this Gentoo install. Matt did tell us his Gentoo install boots. It's fine.
Yes, Gentoo is installed. Okay, it's there.
Get a GUI on it.
No, it's installed. I could stop here, and I would have succeeded in the goal that I set out to do.
Yes.
What I was paid to do, by the way.
There you go.
Yeah.
But technically,
I
I've
also say, Matt, you're probably one of the few people in the world who's ever been paid multiple hundreds of dollars to install a Linux distro.
yeah
Like respect, brother.
winning.
Respect.
Okay. All right, get rid of this. All right, what's next, fellas?
Go to get to the CHroot part. First things first, go ahead and sudo s root again.
Okay.
And then to CHroot, you're going to want to go to the Gentoo handbook and go to the installing base system section, and then scroll down. It's underneath CHrooting, but you're going to scroll down until you see the entering the new environment section, or just click on it. Yeah, keep scrolling a little bit more. There you go.
Right. So we're doing this thing here, right?
Yep. Just copy those commands.
Oh, you didn't make the mount Gentoo part first.
Oh yeah, that's right. Since this is a new live, so just go ahead
Live
and
environment.
make directory or make dir -p /mnt/gentoo.
All right.
Victor.
/mnt/gentoo, right?
Yep.
Right.
I don't have to do the print.
You have to remount them the whole 9.
Well, you won't have to do all of them, but just as soon as you're done with that, do an lsblk just to make sure that everything's the same.
Gentoo mounted,
Yeah, and then mount the SDB3 partition to /mnt/gentoo. You won't need to mount the boot partition because we're not going to be messing with
because
the
we're
boot
not
partition.
messing with that.
Okay, so mount /dev SDB.
3.
Okay, and
/mnt Gentoo.
Okay.
And now you can proceed with the mount.
Yeah. Now rerun those commands.
These ones here.
Yeah. You don't technically have to do these, but it's a good idea to go ahead.
Go ahead and take care of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because technically you can. You can definitely run into issues with those.
Yes. Because, for example, if run and dev and whatnot aren't mounted, you can run into problems with emerging programs.
Yep. And since that's exactly what we're going to be doing.
Yeah, you're going to want those file systems mounted.
Yep. And then you can, I would go ahead and recommend rerunning those warnings, the warning section there, run those 3 commands just to ensure that.
Not that part, that part.
Yeah.
This part
those
here.
3 commands. Yep.
Yeah.
All 3 of those.
Yeah. Because we're using Gentoo install.
I feel like I'm starting over again, by the way.
You're not. You literally just got to run these commands.
Yeah.
If you guys start telling me to redo kernels and shit, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna murder you.
Yeah, no.
So
we're
now-
not that, we're not that evil.
reinstalling the kernel.
Now I can do these things here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the only time you really get a kernel upgrade is when you do a new emerge ported.
I'm never getting that part, by the way.
You don't have to. I mean, if you're not keeping this Gentoo install, which we know you're not, then
Yeah.
you're gonna just have to. You're just gonna have to do this once.
Yep. Now that you got that done, just go over to the finalizing section.
Yeah.
That's where we left off.
Okay.
This is going to consist
Finalizing
mostly of just user administration and getting rid of the stage 3
Adding
toggle
user
and
for
stuff.
daily usage, whatnot.
Okay, so what do we do here?
Scroll down to the user add section.
And that's those groups listed inside the handbook are really all you're gonna need for this install.
Just copy the user add command.
I don't need to log into root or anything to do that?
No, you've already made your root password.
Okay.
Right, you've already made that.
All right.
Or, I mean, and also you're logged in as root right now, or you're CHrooted in.
So obviously I don't want to be Larry, right?
Yeah, obviously change it to whatever username you.
Yeah.
And then also before you hit enter, before or after audio, add another add another comma and put video in. Because that'll help out too. That allows you to mess around with video settings and stuff. So just run that.
Creating mailbox file, no such file directory.
Yeah, it's no problem.
All right.
It's not an issue.
And then
and then do the password for your user.
okay.
Perfect. And now do an LS.
Yeah.
Perfect. So you've got that stage 3 tarball in there. You don't need that anymore. So go ahead and run the file, and then it'll just make sure that it gets rid of.
So just remove stage this thing here, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then pretty much you're done. Except for I would recommend you go ahead and for the things that you know that you're going to want, like OBS, go ahead and load up a new tab and search for OBS Gentoo, and that'll take you to the page where you flag for OBS. And I'm gonna go through teaching you how to set up doing it the proper way, how to set up use flags for specific programs. So on that page, scroll down to under installation, and you'll see all of those use flags. That is all of the use flags that you could build support with. And you're definitely not going to want pipeline. So what
I'm
you can
hissing at it like a cat.
So you see right underneath all of those use flags, how it's saying the file there. This is how you properly set use flags for programs on Gentoo. There's a folder inside of your portage folder called package.use. And so the naming convention for files that you put in there, it does not matter what you call the actual file itself, but for your own fucking sanity, please name it something close at the very least to the package that you're going to be changing the use flags for.
Okay, so let's do that. I can do this now, right?
Yep. Go ahead and vim into to the Etsy portage package.use and create an OBS-studio file.
Yeah.
Oops. I forgot that. You just see. I'm gonna CD into that first. It'll be easier. Okay, and then if we, it's a file.
Just do vim OBS-studio.
Okay, and what's the syntax? I just copy this stuff here.
Yep, you can copy that. And again, like what I was saying earlier, with the full name of the package, when it comes to portage, they put packages inside of essentially categories. So media-video is the like category that OBS Studio's in.
Okay.
Because there can be the same package name, but in different categories and totally different programs.
Okay, so I just copy and paste this in there, and that's all it needs to be done?
No. Okay. Because right now, like, you don't have an NVIDIA card, but the NVEC thing is in here. So you could either remove that completely or put minus in front of it. And I recommend all of the use flags that you know you're never going to need, don't want, put a minus in front of them. Because that way it'll never build with support for them. Like, you don't have an NVIDIA card, and you'll know for sure when you get an NVIDIA card. So you can change that. And
nothing else needs to go in front of this or anything behind this? It's just
there definitely needs to be other use flags put in there, 100%. So read through the use flags here and see if you need it. I would build it, with browser support, ALSA, like there's the FDK use flag. Typically, like what I'll say is, if you don't know what a use flag is, but then when you read about it, if it seems like something that you probably need, like, it's talking about audio stuff, then probably go ahead and install it. Like, Jack is one of those things where I'll say you probably know for sure you don't, because, you're not using it.
Nobody knows how to use Jack.
Exactly. Minus Jack. That way it never builds with support for Jack, because you'll never use it.
And then I can do minus pipewire.
Yes.
Oh, that felt good.
And then again, like, if you go back over to the browser, scroll down, there's more use flags. It's not all.
Oh shit.
Exactly.
That could have. I wonder how many people get fucked up by having that extra scroll shit there.
I'm sure there's plenty.
Okay, so do I need Python support probably?
I'd probably add it just in case there's a plugin that you want to use that uses Python. You've got SPX in there, which is good. I would go ahead and build with SSL support, because that's pretty important for, like doing the YouTube account stuff. TrueType, you're probably going to want that. And I always build with VLC support too, but I don't know that I really do anything with it, so probably don't need it. But I'd also definitely add the minus Wayland, because you definitely don't need Wayland.
So all the minus ones don't have to all be grouped together like at the end or anything, right? It could just be in the middle like this.
They can be anywhere.
Put them anywhere.
Okay.
Yep.
And then
as far as I know, I believe you've added every single possible use flag for the program and customized it.
Yep.
So you can go ahead and save and quit this file.
Okay.
And you can CD back up. It really doesn't matter in this folder. It doesn't matter. But now you're going to run the emerge command and emerge it.
So just copy this one here. Okay.
I don't know why I told you to leave the folder.
Okay, so it obviously errored out there. Is it because they don't have Xorg installed?
No, it did not error out. This is very common for people to freak out and be like, Gentoo fucking sucks. I'll never use it again. What it's telling you here is Portage is telling you that it's the package that you want to install has been masked. The reason it is masked typically confuses a lot of people. It says it's masked by a keyword AMD 64. The reason packages are ever masked is because they can cause conflicts just sometimes, and it's genuinely normally never a problem. So what you're going to do is arrow back up to the original command and get that in the terminal. And then to the end of it, add, so space, dash, dash, auto unmask.
Space unmasked?
Nope, just all one word. Sorry, auto unmask.
Like that?
Yep. And then hit equals Y.
Okay.
And then you're also going to add, so space, dash, dash, auto unmask, again, all one word, dash write, and that's WRIT.
Okay.
So what this does here is the auto unmask equals Y is saying just if it's masked, unmask it. And then the auto unmask dash write is saying, like, when you unmask a package, you actually have to write it to configuration files. So that's what that does there. So if you ever have an unmasked or a masked package, adding these two key or flags or whatever to the end of it will fix it. So run this command right here, and this will unmask it. This will take probably really no time at all. Just click yes to change the config files, and now Portage is telling you that you've updated your config files, and you need to let Portage know that the config files are different. So now just run dispatch dash conf. Excuse me if I could speak. Dispatch dash conf.
Like DISPATCH?
Yep. And then dash conf.
Dash
No,
CO.
no. I'm sorry. All is one word.
Like this.
Yep. Run that, and then it's going to tell you, like, it's going to show you the diff, and it's asking you whether or not you want to edit it or just go ahead and use it. So press U to use new.
Okay.
And then because there's multiple like different things about it that it's asking you, are you sure you want to update the config files? Do it again, and then arrow back up to the original command without any of the flags. There you go. Run it, and it's now completely unmasked, and you won't have any problems. Well, I say that. Hopefully, I don't normally say this with packages. I don't know it's going to work. The only other thing I'll say is we'll install a few other programs just in case you run into a circular dependency, because there's unmasking packages and circular dependencies are the only two things that like freak people out, really set them back, and make them think Gentoo's terrible. It's circular dependencies really are not a problem at all. The same process that you just went through to install this, pretty much the same for fix.
Okay, so basically none of this stuff makes sense for me to install unless I have Xorg. So can we do that next?
Yeah.
Okay. I have the page open. I think I have the right page.
Yes, you do. And Xorg is remarkably simple.
So if I get Xorg installed and then I get like i3 installed, technically, theoretically, I could log out of this and get into i3 and use it, right?
Oh, you could 100% do it. You could log in and do it from inside right now inside Gentoo. The only advantage of doing it out here instead of inside of Gentoo is you have people that can let you know if you run into a circular dependency, how to fix it.
Right. Okay.
Anything. Yes, and Mark in chat is very true. He says auto unmask is somewhat frowned upon, but yes, it's generally safe. That is very true. It is a little bit frowned upon, but it's, if you know what you're installing, then it's pretty much always safe to use. It's one of those things, you don't want to be adding auto unmask to literally everything that you install. That's pretty dangerous.
All right, well, this is going... I'm going to get up for a minute, guys, okay?
Yeah, go for it.
Sure.
I will chat with chat.
There you go.
Arch is much better.
Walter said this is fun. Oh, I mean, I'm having fun watching Matt like get it installed, and I do like the fact that he's only threatened our lives once or twice. Like, that's pretty incredible.
Yeah, and I mean, Gentoo is not something you learn in one day.
No. I mean, before you helped me install it, I had installed Gentoo like 5 times unsuccessfully on my own.
Yeah. But it was when I met you that it was when we met that you got it actually done.
Oh, analytic. Sorry. Analytic minus. I'll go ahead and since we're at a point where Matt stood up away from the computer, yeah, now is the perfect time for Temple OS. All right. So I'll start back at the beginning for everyone who was when I originally started talking about Temple OS. If you're unfamiliar with what Temple OS is a very much custom and unique operating system developed by a guy named Terry Davis. And Terry Davis, if you can look into his life, it's a terribly tragic story. He suffered from schizophrenia, and he ended up becoming homeless. And I mean, it's a very somber and sad story, his life. However, this man, while suffering from schizophrenia, and you're going to definitely understand as the story keeps going that he definitely had schizophrenia. But what this man was able to do on his own was nothing short of incredible. What he did was he made Temple OS when his schizophrenia was getting bad. He ended up believing that God was speaking to him, and that God was telling him that he needed to make a temple, the new I can't remember what it is, like the new Jewish temple or something like that for everyone to come and congregate at God. And so in that effort, he made Temple OS. At being a programmer, this is what he did. He built a literal temple for God as an OS. And that is Temple OS.
I missed a Temple OS story?
No, you haven't missed it. Okay. I'm pretty much just getting started. I'm catching up from where I left off for everyone else who missed the initial part. But anyway, so Temple OS is very unique in the fact that it's all written in a dialect of C called Holy C, and it's made by Terry Davis, obviously, and Holy C is actually pretty interesting. It's a pretty interesting language, and Terry Davis took Holy C and developed a completely unique standalone operating system called Temple OS that, quite frankly, was impressive for being developed by only one person. Now, Temple OS has some pretty big flaws, being the fact that it's, as far as I know, it is only single-threaded, the original version. And it has some pretty weird quirks. The way you interact with the system is very different. People who have ever tried out Plan 9 will kind of understand some of the stuff that's going on with Temple OS. The mouse and keyboard integration is kind of closely tied together, and you're going to use them in the terminal in a way. It's very interesting. And so Temple OS, the kind of important, like really good talking points about Temple OS are the fact that there is not just like 3 or 4, there is a massive library of games that Terry Davis made for it. And the games are highly they're all half-baked. I'm going to make that clear. He didn't finish any one of these games, but they're all playable and surprisingly impressive. He has one game on there that's called, I believe it's called Talent. And it's a game, it's an open world game where you're a falcon and you fly around and you can catch fish. Like, I think the goal is to catch fish as far as I know, but it is incredibly it's incredibly impressive if you're technologically, sound. I mean, you guys are in a Gentoo install. Pretty sure you guys can appreciate the level of complexity that goes into not only creating your own dialect of C, but then creating a program or OS, excuse me, programs, drivers, all of that stuff, and then also building a game engine that can render like essentially to the screen pretty nicely is nuts. Now, again, none of these games are finished and polished and quality. I mean, calling Temple OS itself polished would be a drastic overstatement. It is not polished in any sense of the word, but it is nonetheless extremely impressive. And it's like, to me, that's why I find Terry Davis to be such an incredible story. Yes, his life is horrifically tragic, and also at the same time, as tragic as it is, it's really hard to feel super sympathetic to him when you start watching a lot of his videos, because man, dude, did he say some off the wall shit and very controversial stuff. As far as I know, he had some pretty racist opinions and like all this stuff. But again, the man was mentally ill, schizophrenic. So, I mean, take that with a grain of salt. But no one knows if OG Terry Davis, before his mental condition kicked in, whether I'm sure he was a pretty lovely guy before. I mean, at least I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But yeah, with as tragic he has, to do what he did is nuts. Like, it's genuinely incredible. I mean, if anybody else knows one single person who's done that stuff, I'd be impressed. So yeah, I would say if you haven't ever heard the Terry Davis story and this is your first time hearing it, definitely look it up. It's a great story. Something definitely worth your time. Yeah, and that's the Temple OS story.
Walter, I think you left another super chat. I really do appreciate that. I don't know what it said though. I'm sorry. It was while I was gone.
I love that whole thing, that analytic like reminded me to go ahead and do into it. Cool story, bro. This is the best response I could have possibly got into that. But Walter, yes, Down the Rabbit Hole did do a very good Temple OS. Very good. Oh, speaking of doggo, oh my gosh, I left Buddy outside.
You better go fix that.
Oh man, he's probably barking his buns off.
Yeah, my dog is playing. She couldn't. She wasn't gonna wait any longer. The funny thing is that I'm installing Xorg, and I didn't want to install the Xorg like this. I want to install it from the Flatpak, but that's okay. Although I probably won't have the same problems with this standard version of Xorg than I do with the Archlinux one, because the Archlinux one is so far behind.
Yeah.
So for those of you who have sat through 3 hours and 3.5 hours worth of stream, with all the BS that went on at the beginning with the audio and stuff, I truly do appreciate you guys all joining me. And also, obviously, Ben and Tyler, all you guys that have helped me along and actually made me successful at this. I truly do appreciate it, so thank you for that. If I don't remember to say that later.
Yeah.
I was still wondering if I can get an answer on what the main differences are between Arch and Gentoo.
Okay, so Gentoo is a source-based distro, means you build everything. There are binaries, but for the most part, you build everything. With Arch, it's pretty much the other way around. You do build stuff if you want to use stuff from the AUR, but most of the stuff in the Arch repos is all binary. So that's going to be the primary thing that you're going to see. Also, you have way more control over literally everything in Gentoo. Things like if you want to build your own kernel, like actually compile your own kernel with no Bluetooth support or whatever, you could do that. You really can't do that with Arch. I mean, you theoretically could, but it would be way harder than it is on Gentoo because it's just not built for that. As far as I'm on, Ben, correct me if I'm wrong. Those are what I understand.
Those are pretty much the best way to describe it. Is like he said, you build everything in Gentoo for your hardware, your setup, the whole 9 yards. And in Arch, everything is a binary, pretty much, except for the AUR. And in Gentoo, there are binaries, but 90% of the time, it's compiling.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's pretty much how you look at it.
You asked that earlier, and I made a joke, so I apologize for that.
Oh, no, you're good.
Yeah. I mean, Arch is 1,000 times easier to install and get working and everything like that.
I don't know, but I wouldn't even say easier.
It's not easier, but it's
quicker.
It's quicker. Yeah.
Terminal for Life, thanks, man, for joining for the stream. If everybody who's listening hasn't subscribed to Terminal for Life, youtube.com/Terminal for Life, very close to 5,000 subscribers. Go subscribe to him if you like things in the terminal.
Which he does make things.
What is the Patreon goal for LFS on a Raspberry Pi?
Oh
shit!
$1 billion.
Yeah, I tell you, you getting Matt to install LFS, that's like never gonna happen.
I will tell you this: it will never happen. Like never.
I mean,
it's like it can easily be a 16+ hour install.
Yeah, I mean that install would take all night.
I'm somebody who can stay up pretty well, and I even had to tell Ben at one point, I'm like, dude, I have to go to bed. I'm gonna die.
And I was up very much while he was sleeping.
Yeah, you went ham on that L.
On that install, yeah, I did.
I'm glad you think we're awesome, Walter. Thanks for the super chat again. You didn't have to send it to tell us that, but we do appreciate that. I would like to know what the level of awesome we are, though, because I'm pretty sure that there are levels here that one of us is more awesome than the others. I'm just gonna point that out.
I mean, I can't tell you guys how many times I've done these source-based operating.
I'll go ahead and say about that comment, Matt. I'm pretty sure it's between you and Ben, who are actively talking. Just because, I started off as an absolute douche earlier, so
you made up for it, man. It's all right.
Yeah, he made up for it big time.
Well, you made up for it, but at the very least, I will continue to apologize to, because he's been very helpful to me. Super nice guy. I was definitely a douche earlier.
It's okay, Tyler. You recovered from it, and I don't hold it against you because I understand you're trying to cut down on your smoking, and that's totally okay.
Well, thank you.
And I applaud you for that because I have a lot of friends in my life, even my mom, who does that, and that's not something I can personally applaud somebody doing, but it's okay.
The worst part for me is about quitting is it makes me agitated and quick to argue or just be rude, and that's not my personality at all.
No, then you're a good friend to me, and I'm to you, and I would hate to see you turn into something that you're not.
That's why it's really hard to keep myself off of it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if stopping smoking is turning you into something you don't want to be, then maybe you should seek, some help or something.
Yeah. Well, see, the problem is so many people will be like, "Well, just keep on smoking." I'm like, God, man,
That's
but
gonna impact your life. Yeah.
yeah, and it's kind of like to me, the way I look at it is like that's what every cigarette company would love to hear. Like they
Yeah.
would love that. Like, yeah, don't
The
quit.
problem is that it's not good for your health or your weight or your body or anything.
So if I were, sorry guys, go ahead.
What are you saying, Matt?
I was gonna change the subject.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Just because, mostly because I thought of something. If I was ever going to do this again, I'd do this via SSH. So I have a computer.
Probably a good idea.
If I have a computer behind me, I could SSH into it from this computer, and then when I did a reboot or whatever, I wouldn't have to do the live ISO bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here's another really important question. Is the other computer that you're going to use, is it a laptop processor?
No.
Okay, cool.
It's an older i7, so it would not be as fast as this.
Well, but that's fine. Older i7s are still just fine. It's when you get down to the level of like laptop Core i5s is when, compiling can be a real turd.
Yeah, and that one has 16 gigabytes of RAM, so it'd be okay. It still would not have solved the streaming issues.
No.
So.
But by the way, guys, I just now got to the last 9 out of 64 packages for the world updates. So yeah, I am way far behind Matt as far as this install marathon goes.
Oh, I have to start all over again because I accidentally booted on BIOS.
Oh god.
So
you were following my directions, weren't you?
No, I mean I made the UID on OpenBSD and I didn't even think about it. But I booted instead of UEFI SanDisk, I booted off just SanDisk. Didn't even think about it.
Grief, Tyler.
And then also, even if I had thought about it, I probably wouldn't have stopped because, well, it's just the live environment, but obviously that's not how EFI works. So
I'm going to try to keep going through Xorg, and then I will probably be done for the evening.
Yeah, because you can install i3 and whatnot.
Well, once I get the idea, it's going to be that auto unmask thing that I'm going to have to. I probably ask you, Tyler, 4 or 5 times about that because I'll probably should have wrote it down or something.
Well, all you really need now, Matt, is to finish your Xorg, which this should pull in the drivers and whatnot, and then you just emerge i3 and whatever i3 programs you want. That's it. So.
I'll need Rofi and.
Yeah, all that should be in your default portage.
And then I also will want, this is something I can do tomorrow, so Gentoo Flatpak.
That should be okay. And also, if you want a portage front end, GNOME software should work, but if it doesn't, there's also CHroot, which does pull in a couple of KD dependencies, but yeah.
Hold on, what do you need Flatpaks for?
Oh, so I don't have to do this shit. What are you talking about?
Well, wait, hold on. Hold on. If you need if you want to avoid compiling, I would recommend just installing Fuse and then just using app image.
No, I prefer Flatpaks, dude. I'm telling you, I'm a Flatpak homeboy.
That's for you.
Well, hey, Tyler.
Yeah.
I just want to mention for a moment that if you guys actually want to use Flatpaks on Gentoo, just bear in mind that the app image launcher program that all these people like to use has a hard systemd dependency. So you need to install systemd on Gentoo to be able to use that one specifically.
You should have said app image.
That's like,
yeah, you just said app.
Yeah, that's
not Flatpak.
That's what I'm talking about.
Those are two different things.
Oh, you started off with
about app
images. Okay.
Did I? Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I'm with you now. I got you.
Yeah.
But Flatpak has a lot of niceties with systemd. Like you can enable Flatpak to do like the automatic updates with a built-in systemd service, but you can also just do that with cron jobs too.
It's not a big deal.
Hopefully, you
Hopefully
you set up your cron daemon.
They told me not
He
to.
didn't.
Please tell me
Oh.
someone saw chat. Board Twisted said cigarettes are nothing. Met keyboards the real.
Wait,
Okay, he's right there because I missed my mechanical keyboard and I totally didn't just spend $500 to build a new one. But anyways, I highly recommend that you set up a cron daemon just to run emerge sync every 24 hours because if you call it more than 24 hours too often, they can actually ban you from the servers.
That is true.
That way, and if you just set it on a cron job to run every 24 hours, like say midnight every single night, then you never have to worry about running it anyway. So every time you run emerge, you're just getting the latest stuff no matter what.
Okay, what did they say about mechanical keyboards? I didn't see that chat.
They're the real addiction.
True.
Yep. I guarantee you Matt spent just as much on mechanical keyboards this year as I have since. 100%.
I have spent all my money on server gear this year because I spent all of last year's money on mechanical keyboards and did not set up servers like I was supposed to.
I spent over $500 on this keyboard.
Well, let's see. My $1,500 mechanical keyboard detonated itself.
And also, Matt, just so you know, like most other programs, like it's not going to take long to install. Like OBS is this is installing a lot. Like there's a lot of dependencies that we're pulling. So like OBS takes quite a while. Kden Live or Crusader is probably going to take a while. Any other KDE apps that you install, most of your dependencies are probably going to be pulled in by Crusader. As far as I know, that's a fatty boy app.
Yeah, that's a fatty boy. That's basically going to use every single KDE library, so you don't have to worry about compiling those afterwards.
Yeah, that's what I genuinely thought.
I thought I was going to get lucky and there'd be a flat pack of Crusader. That would be, oh god.
No,
good.
because the KDE team, as far as I know, is actually working on dropping Crusader.
What? Really?
That would
because Dolphin is pretty good, and so is Falcon. So what's the point in having a fourth file manager and a third web browser that they're supporting?
Well, first of all, Crusader's not a web browser.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. Man,
you can totally browse websites for Crusader.
I think I know Crusader.
I've written Crusader too.
Yeah. No, Crusader. Yes, you can use as a web browser.
I want to know this then.
Like no shit, you can.
It doesn't surprise me, but I'm.
No, I know how many people actually use it.
Way back in the day, Crusader was the original web browser.
You guys are thinking the wrong thing. You guys are thinking Conqueror.
Conqueror, yeah, that's right.
Conqueror is the web browser.
You're right. You're right. What am I thinking? What is Crusader again? Remind me.
Crusader's a file manager. That's all it does. It's not all it does. It does a whole bunch of stuff relating to files, but it doesn't browse the web. I was like, guys, I know Crusader's my favorite application ever.
Oh my goodness! I apologize.
Yeah,
I said something wrong.
Well, hey, I had your back the entire time.
Yeah, you realize there's going to be a recording of this, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, just so you know, the guys that like to troll me on all DistroTube's videos, where they're making fun of me for apparently making fun of you, Matt. By the way, they can now totally make fun of me for me being wrong about Crusader, because I'll be honest, I honestly, legitimately was thinking that Crusader was Conqueror because it's been something like 10 or 12 years since I actually used KDE full time.
Yeah, see, they're updating Falcon. They're getting rid of Conqueror. I think that's probably what's happening. Because nobody uses Conqueror. Although there was the one guy pinged me and made a video about him actually using Conqueror, so I shouldn't say that. Okay.
Well, I mean, this is like it's pretty unused when especially I I genuinely thought it was called a totally different program. I never once checked up.
Well, it's really hard with the KDE stuff because it all starts with the same letter. Okay, so Xorg, guys. OBS is
Alright,
done.
it's installed, so
Do we have Rust installed?
Yes,
Yeah,
Rust bin
we
comes
want
with the
to-
Okay.
desktop.
We should be good.
Yeah, so
Should be
scroll
good,
on
'cause
down
we
just
should
to
already
read
have
it.
LLVM.
Yeah, we already do.
Yeah, because you want to scroll past this. This is going to explain what Xorg is. I think you got it.
Also, don't forget to enable your input devices too. Otherwise, you won't have a mouse.
Yeah, he's right about that. I just totally
Yes. So before we go ahead and install Xorg here, just vim open your make.conf file.
Yeah.
I believe it's input underscore devices.
Yeah, I think it's input underscore devices. I'm
Then
like
put
that away
underscore
from it.
devices equals quotes and
Yep.
all you should
Okay,
really do now,
so
let me explain this one, Tyler.
oh yeah,
So if you want to use like a game controller or anything like that, you're gonna want joystick, but if you're not, then don't worry about it.
I'm not going to worry about that.
Okay, then just do lib input and that should cover it.
Where do I put that? In a new line?
Under input devices in quotes.
So go ahead and type out in all caps input underscore devices.
Right.
Okay, equals quotes.
Quotes, lib input,
Yep.
and then quotes, and that's it.
Okay, and then
Alright, so right quit, and then now do emerge, and we're going to do a -av for askin verbose Xorg drivers. Xorg dash drivers, I should say. Enter. And holy shit, that's 10 packages, or maybe 18, so that won't take too long.
No.
Yeah, it's only like 10K worth of source code, so it won't take too long.
well, that last one was 61, so this will take,
Maybe 5 minutes, maybe 10. Okay.
I can't believe I actually made it this far. I figured that there would have been a point there somewhere where I would have said, "Screw this, I'm done for the night." But
Yeah.
Do we have a system that boots yet?
Yes, we do.
Josh.
Okay.
Now, I'm going
That is
to
far more successful than the last time we installed Gentoo, where we kind of gave up after compiling Network Rancher for like 2.5 hours.
well, that's because it was in a VM and the VM crashed.
Yeah.
Also, I had like 12 different people telling me 12 different things, so I was so confused.
Hey Matt, if you want like a life-changing aspect of Gentoo, I highly recommend compiling Firefox from source, not the binary, and then using that as your main daily driver for like a month. And then after that, you're fine to remove it, and then use Firefox on any other distribution that doesn't require you to compile it. And then I guarantee you will feel a visible frustration every time you go to launch Firefox. Like, I literally feel like frustration rise in me when I go to run Firefox on any distribution other than Gentoo, because I always compile Firefox from source.
My biggest problem with that is that I used on Google Chromium as a non-binary in Arch, and every time that thing did an update, and which is browsers get updated all the damn time, you had to recompile it every single time there was an update.
Well, I like to joke that Portage is the world's fastest package manager, because you tell it to do something, then you go to bed. And then when you wake up in the morning and it suddenly works, it's done. It's like magic. It teleports.
And that's kind of the good thing about the builds that you're going to find in Portage won't require that you update them like crazy, because that's not what they're built. Like Gentoo doesn't build them for that. So you'll get when you want to do a Chromium upgrade or a Firefox upgrade, it's up to you to do it. Like, it's not like Chromium's not going to be like throwing shit, be like, stop it, I need the new version. Like, no, I mean, websites might do that, but not Chromium itself. But then again, if you're that far behind on updates on Chromium, like, dog, there's bigger problems to talk about. Mark in chat said we excuse me, let me reread. Okay. Why are you not letting me? He said like there's like he hates browsers that are based on Chromium. To just answer that, or not answer, but to respond to that, dog, your only other choice is Fire. That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
That and well, I mean, you don't have a Mac, so you're not using Safari. So.
All right, Ben. What's next after this?
All right, hold on. So, if you've gotten your drivers, do you want like light DM or LXDM or something like that?
StartX is fine.
Okay, okay. So you made your personal user, right?
Yes, he did.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So now all that's left is to get i3 in your browser and shit like that.
Okay.
and also you do need to emerge xorg-server.
Yeah, that too. My bad.
Yeah, Xorg server, and I think you need to also enable. You need to compile xinit separately nowadays too.
Yeah. Okay. So emerge xorg server.
Yep.
Xorg-server, or just one word?
Hold on. Emerge xorg server xterm. Well, that's optional, but I still recommend.
You can do multiple packages like a regular package manager?
Yeah, you can.
So xterm.
Yeah, just remember that Portage will complain for some packages if you're just like using the general name rather than giving the path name, because there are multiple versions of packages depending on which path you want to pull from.
Oh, okay.
For an example, Git, if you want the proper Git client, you want to merge dev-vcs/git. That's what I'm talking about. Because if you just try to install Git, it's going to go like, hey, do you want Git from the Haskell library? Do you want Git from the Emacs library? Do you want Git from dev-vcs? Where do you want Git from?
It would be so cool if there was like an Emac or a emerge helper, like a AUR helper, like
There is. It's called eQuery. You also have to install that separately, but like if you just type,
there's eQuery, there's EIX, there's a dozen.
Okay, I'll worry about that later. So Xorg server, xterm. What else I could do?
TWM and xinit.
Or i3 in this case. You want to install i3.
Yeah, if you want that, just go.
Yeah, if he wants to use like the normal person's tiling window manager, that's fine.
All right, just come on. Let's just get on with i3.
Do I need to do these two use flags?
No. That's just gonna pull in documentation. You don't need to mess with that.
Okay.
So just get i3 and whatever other.
Yeah.
So
like pull in all the stuff that you want.
The proper way to do this, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And then whatever other.
All right. Well, while I'm here, I might as well do. And I don't need any of those.
No, we're not doing no Wayland.
Do I need to do the one for X though?
No. In your desktop profile.
In your desktop profile, that's already defined.
Okay. So I can do X11 -terms.
Alacrity.
Okay.
And I'm assuming you're gonna want Rofi.
Yep.
So just type Rofi and then.
Rofi, that'll work.
It should.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And
that's,
then
I think
you're gonna want a browser, right?
He's got Flatpaks for that.
Well, I mean, he can just pull in Firefox-bin or something.
Is that what I should do? Is Firefox-bin?
Yeah. Just pull in the binary.
If you want quick and easy Firefox, yeah, Firefox-bin.
For now, I may one day give it a try doing the compile thing, Josh. But right now.
Right now, we're
fine.
just trying to get a GUI for him.
I mean, it's Gentoo. Just do whatever you want.
Yeah, and then Discord. That's Discord-bin. If you want that.
Oh yes.
And then
Discord-bin is in testing though, so.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to unmask it, but that's not hard. I'll walk you through that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And let's see. Now, just to save time, I would add -- auto unmask -right on that, because auto unmask -right. And then, if that's all you really need for tonight, that should at least a decent i3.
It should be good. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Grab UFW while you're at it. That way you have a firewall.
UFW, I don't think we really need that for tonight because I mean he's just trying to get a basic.
Give me some. Give me something to do tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh,
all right. Let's just do this basic.
You'll also need to do. I mean, if you're adding the dash stuff,
and then do and then go to the very end of that, and do dispatch -conf.
Well, before you do that, you're going to want to do the dash auto unmask equals y.
Auto unmask equals yes. All right, and then the dispatch equals conf.
Yeah, and but then don't you actually after that have to go back and do the merge again?
Yes.
Yes, but we'll come back to that once we get dispatch dash.
Okay.
This will just make
just
sure.
type it.
Dash
conf, right? Not config, just conf.
Right, exactly. Just that. All right.
Yeah, I'm remembering shit. Good.
Yeah. Okay, so it looks like Discord is already unmasked.
Convenient.
So now we just wait for this crap to compile. It's only 27 packages. This shouldn't take too long.
Surprisingly, this is half of what OBS was.
Yeah. OBS is white package.
Use DWM.
OBS is doing a lot for you.
Yeah.
I like DWM. It's a very good window manager, but I'm on i3 as a favorite right now, so I'll be using i3.
Steve, the funny thing is he could just use Surf, but Surf is a browser that needs so much work.
Even if you do all the work on Surf, it's still the slowest browser in the history of the browsers.
Oh yeah. Well, no matter what, you're not going to make it.
It's horrendously slow.
It could be worse, guys. It could be Opera.
Oh my god!
I had to say that.
Please don't.
Do people still use that?
Opera is still a thing.
Hell no.
Yes, Opera's still a thing, but Jesus, if you're using Opera, God, you have so many problems in your life you need to fix. Like, come on.
Oh god, here we go. Let the cat out of the bag.
Yes, you did, man. I'm just gonna stop talking because it'll get me started.
I mean,
hey,
I'm using Google Chrome, so I don't have much to talk about here.
Hey, I will take Google Chrome over Opera any day of the week.
Tyler used Microsoft. Okay, so here's a story for those of you who haven't been around the Linux cast for very long. There was a time when I switched to Microsoft Edge, and I got the most shit ever from Mr. Zany over there. I mean, it was just constant bullying from that end.
Oh, come on now.
It was horrendous. And then the douchebag switched to Windows and started using Edge, and he was like, "Oh my god, Edge is fantastic."
It really is good.
The utter hypocrisy was unbelievable.
I will not lie. Yes, I was definitely a hypocrite. But hey, after I tried it, it is a fantastic browser. As long as you're fine with getting, shoved by Microsoft.
With, getting stuff from Microsoft.
The problem with that browser isn't that it's from Microsoft. That is a problem, but it's not the problem. The problem with Edge is that they keep adding stuff to it. So they added the shopping stuff to it, then they added the buy now, sell later, or whatever the hell it is, and just feature after feature, and slowly they're going to become Vivaldi.
Embrace, extend, extinguish. That's all I got to say.
Yeah. And the problem with with those browsers is that they're based on freaking Chromium of all things.
Exactly. It's not even a different browser.
It would have been so cool if they'd based it on Firefox.
Yeah.
And it would have been so cool.
Yeah, but the problem
but also at the same time, Microsoft choose a privacy respecting browser. Come on now.
Right. Well, you can make it. I mean, people have made Firefox less, even more of a they've had like WaterFox and IceCat or whatever the hell those things are. So they've made it more privacy respecting. There's no reason why you couldn't go the other direction and make it, less privacy respecting. Just because it's open source doesn't mean you can't add in spyware to it. I mean, people do all the time.
Well, look, there's also therapists out there that turn murderers around. Do I want to be that therapist? Nah.
No.
Firefox, for all intents and purposes, at this point, is spyware.
I'm gonna use Flatpaks for
Yeah.
some applications. These ones here, I mean, some of the stuff here you can't use Flatpaks for. Like Alacrity, there's not a Flatpak for i3, obviously, stuff like that. So the only one I think I'm installing right now that has a Flatpak is Firefox.
Edge Chrome, what's the difference? Literally the only difference between the two is Edge has good vertical tabs.
Fantastic vertical tabs.
Yeah.
Like seriously, you use those things and then you switch back to a browser that doesn't have them, or you have to use a extension to get them. Yeah, it's night and day difference. The extension on Firefox for vertical tabs is it's awful. It's so bad. It's just like it's unusable. You can't use it. That's the reason. It'd be so cool. Actually, you want to be cool is if you could use user.chromes.css to do vertical tabs. That'd be way better. But you can't.
Oh yeah. That's how locked down Google Chrome is.
No, man, I think I might just download a pair right now.
Guys, I think I'm gonna install Gentoo again today. No, just kidding. Said nobody.
I mean, I actually will. No kidding. When I get off this call, I'm gonna go make me food, sit down, and I'm gonna redo my Gentoo install.
Are you streaming that?
You know what? I just might. I'd
watch
Oh,
that.
I'll tell you what, buddy. I will join you in the installation of Gentoo.
Didn't you just install
Oh,
Gentoo
God.
like yesterday, Josh?
Yes, but I have like another machine I can install Gentoo on.
You're obsessed,
boy.
man.
I'm gonna be
Hey, you
doing-
notice how nobody's gotten into the stream today and said, "Hey, this doesn't look like a Gentoo stream." Wait a minute. Yes, it is.
hey.
This doesn't look
Matt.
like an Emacs stream.
Exactly. This is not an Emacs stream. We need to fix this.
I'm not.
You need to emerge. You need to emerge app-editors/Emacs right now.
No.
You hear a distant yodel in the distance. You must install Emacs.
Oh god.
I mean, that is funny though. The only video that doesn't have a comment saying this is not a Gentoo video is the Gentoo install. That's it.
Now that I've done this, there's no reason for all the rest of my videos to be Gentoo videos.
No.
Now, wait, hold on. Here's a more apt question, because someone asked earlier how much it would do LFS very pop. How much would it cost to get you to do this? Honestly, like how much would it take for you to do this over again, like a year from now?
My question is, how much would it cost for him to keep this same Gentoo installation?
Shit, I revised my question of that one. I give it over to Josh. fuck my question. Give it over to Josh.
I'll tell you what. I will answer.
Not gonna lie, guys, I would feel kind of sad if he wiped it because we spent like almost 5 hours helping him.
Okay, so I'm not gonna wipe it right away. I'm gonna at least log into it. If it works fine, I'll keep using it. If not, it'll just stay there for a week, and that will satisfy my.
Well, yeah,
week.
I mean, the downside to this, Matt, is that if you do choose to keep it, I would recommend running at least once or twice, or at least once a week Gentoo updates, because it's a rolling release, so you're gonna want to do that.
I'm used to doing.
Oh yeah, it's much worse about that than Arch is.
I will. I'm used to doing it once a week, so I can easily.
Yeah.
do that.
So what you can do is, if you don't want to reboot into it every week, you can just CHroot into it, and that should be sufficient.
Well, no, I mean, literally the best way of doing updates on the Gentoo system is just starting the updates, go to fucking, just go to bed. Just go to bed, and then wake up in the morning, reboot.
Just reboot into it and make sure that actually is stable.
Which I've updated my Gentoo system plenty of times. I've never had a problem with stability.
Yeah. Same with me, and oh my god. I forgot to update my tower's Gentoo install today.
Brandon said I need the link.
The link to what?
What link? Because whatever link you're talking about, I'll be more than happy to give it to you. I don't know what link you need.
All right. Somebody said I didn't emerge. I just did i3 window manager. That's fine. I don't really need the gaps. I've been thinking about getting rid of gaps anyways.
Gaps are blue. Install DWM.
DWM can have gaps, bro.
It can,
if you patch it.
but it doesn't by default.
DWM doesn't have anything by default. It has a bar.
And
It has a bar.
clarify, Mark said some idiot developers think that you need like 16 gigs to compile their stuff. You don't need that. You just for most things, if you want to guarantee you never have a compile issue, you just only run as many threads that you can, giving 2 gigabytes per thread. So like if you have 4 gigs of RAM, the max threads that you can use is 2 gig or 2 of them.
Did you guys say that I needed to emerge something for Exonet?
No, it's in Xorg dash server. I checked on that. It's included.
Okay, so I can just create my Exonet RC file and
Yeah.
In your as your user though, not as a
root, right? That's right.
so SU to your whatever user you made.
Or I mean, to be honest, at this point, if you're not going to install anything else, I'd recommend you call it here and then just do everything else by logging into the system, logging in as your user, and then pulling down your
dot files and whatever you want.
That makes sense. All right.
This has been a very successful Gentoo install.
It has. It's also been a very.
It was a very rough start, but
fuck Pipewire. That's the title of the stream. Fuck Pipewire. Okay. I'm just gonna put that.
All right, Matt. Well, it was a pleasure helping you, buddy.
Yeah. Thanks, Ben. Thanks, Tyler. Thanks, Josh. Thanks everybody who's joined the stream. I thank you for all. Thanks to all the patrons, especially you, Robert. This was for you, bud. So thanks everybody who supports me on Patreon, patreon.com/LinuxCast. I don't have my end screen because I'm not, actually in a system right now. So thanks everybody who does support me on Patreon. YouTube.com/LinuxCast if you haven't subscribed yet. Tyler's at youtube.com/JDawg. Ben, are you online anywhere that you want people to follow you at?
I can link you my YouTube. Hold on just a minute. But yeah,
for my YouTube channel.
Oh, Josh has
YouTube. yt.10lej.com, and it will redirect you to the appropriate one.
Yeah, Brandon was asking about my Gentoo install. I have not made that live stream at all. If you go on YouTube and you search Zany, I mean, this is probably the most arrogant statement I've ever said, but my channel should show up. Yeah. So if you search Zany or search Zany Gentoo, or I'm sure Zany Linux will come up with something. But you can find one of my videos. Just subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell notification, because I very, very likely will be streaming Gentoo myself for too long.
All right. Well, I will be there whenever you start, Tyler.
Anyways, thanks everybody for watching. I've got to get out of here, so see you later.
All right.
Bye, man.
Okay, bye.
See ya.